I thought the camera was over there. Hey, everybody, how you doing?
Yeah, that's funny.
We're going to get started here in just a second. It's already 5 o'clock, and we start the show when I want. So, I guess I want to do it now. Only because I want to. Alright. At least I'll get the intro going. I got to check to make sure everything's playing right, too, when we get going. So, when you guys get talking, I'm going to go on my phone to make sure we're on live on the radio. Oh, you have to do it first.
Okay, so here's what you look like. So you know what you look like, but there's where you're gonna be.
Totally awesome.
When you guys get talking. Alright, y'all ready for this? Keep in mind, if you can't hear yourself in the earphones, then we can't hear you. So they can't hear you.
Okay.
So just because you can hear us in the room, if you can't hear yourself in your
That's
ears,
one I did not know, but thank you for showing me on that.
yeah. Maybe I can tell everybody that. That would be better.
Yeah.
So, that makes more sense.
Because you'll hear yourself, I think, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You should be able to.
Yeah, you have to, because that's how I did a sound check.
Right.
Pretty high, guys. Alright. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
I think.
Why is this email here?
Because I've got too much stuff over here for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the Mike and April show. My name's Mike.
I'm April, and we're high as kites.
Hey, you know what?
What's that?
I got it right. The sound was right.
Yeah.
The intro was right.
You did it.
Sometimes I just forget and don't do it good. Here in the studio, I gotta make sure before I get cocky, I got one more mic I have to turn up. So here in the studio, we got Missy Moss, a Denver local.
No,
No?
I'm actually from Rochester, New York originally.
Alright.
But I consider myself a
commuted.
Denver right now.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Denver?
Yeah.
It'll be 6 years in
Ooh.
June.
Awesome.
6 years.
Oh, man.
How did you make your way, and why did you make your way over to Colorado from New York?
In 2012, my boyfriend and I decided that we were going to tour with Fish and Further at the same
Oh,
time.
look at that. Mike he used to love Fish. I don't know if you still do, Mike.
He better. Once the Fish
Right, when you were in high school, right? What do you got going on?
I don't know if we're live. Hold on. I'm trying to figure this thing out real quick.
What's it doing?
I don't know.
Why
That's
the
what I'm
fuck?
trying to say.
Does
Hold on.
something always do some shit up here?
We don't know if there's anything wrong yet. Let's just keep going like nothing's going on.
Well, now we can't. Because
Why?
Because it stopped with you. I said you like fish, right?
Yeah, we'll have to come back to that.
Yeah. Right. So, you're going to give us some info on Kratom today, too, right?
Yes, I am.
Before 2 weeks ago, before we spoke, I really
Ads.
didn't know anything about Kratom. So just go ahead and educate us today. How did you come across Kratom, and, what does it do for you?
I came across Kratom from a woman named Danielle Morgan, and some people that are out here that are your listeners may know who she is, Morgan Wellness Foundation.
Okay.
Nonprofit that she started here in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I was named as a co-founder. I believe you actually know the original co-founder, Destiny Case Kendall.
Yeah, we got alive. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Hey, we know her. She was on our show.
Yes, she was.
Yeah,
with Sam.
Yeah.
And Destiny.
Hold on now. I'm sorry. I have to. I'm interrupting.
Now
you.
you're gonna jump back in.
I'm a really good interrupter, and we have 2 hours. So I apologize.
But don't apologize.
I will interrupt you many a time.
Cool.
Since we are live, we are going back to Fish. Let's go back to Fish.
Okay, you want to go back to
Yes.
Fish.
Fish, I went to go see Fish. I've seen him a 2-day concert, and then I saw him one other time too. But my brother had tickets to see him in the 2-day concert for the 4th of July up at where was it? Atlanta. Yeah, and it was a 2-day ticket, and his wife found the ticket and the 2 tickets, and she threw them in the trash.
Oh my God.
Yes, they were about $100 a piece.
Probably around
Yeah,
that.
and then he went back and he bought 2 more.
Oh,
So,
so he
yeah.
wound up
Yeah.
spending extra money.
Oh,
That's-
Well, we had to go.
But it was so worth it, wasn't
Okay.
it?
We saw Fish, and there's a lake drain off. It's the Atlanta Amphitheater has this drain off from. It's just gross. It's just a drain off. And my brother bet me that I wouldn't take off my clothes and get into the water, and I did. And I did it for a Fish shirt. So it was
wow.
awesome. Yeah. And then I got really drunk, and then we got really, really high. That was the best high that I've ever had. It felt like, I tell her all the time. So you saw Fish, right?
Of course, many times.
Of course. So it feels like I'm trying to explain to her that everybody, when they start playing, drops their shit and just starts dancing. From
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
time that it starts to
To
the
the
time
end.
it's just dancing, just the whole
There
fucking
are
time.
people out there that just are nonstop
Oh, yeah.
moving in circles and spinning and
Yeah, awesome.
just
Mhm.
everywhere.
So
Hula
awesome.
hoops all over the place, and
Yeah.
it's a fabulous time.
I've never.
I
I
love
wish we
Fish.
could have lived and did the follow. We wanted to do that so bad.
You still
Ah.
can.
I thought they were done.
Oh no.
They always say that they're done,
No,
and then
no.
they
Fish
come back.
is still alive.
They're gonna do it
They're
until-
still flopping around on that stage.
And I told her that the drummer would, he always wears dress. Yeah.
Yes,
and then-
Fishman.
yeah.
John Fishman,
Yeah.
who the gentleman that Fish was named after.
Right. See, I don't know all that. I'm not a fish head. I don't even wear a fish shirt, and I'm very rare. Fish, you don't like everything. I don't like everything that they do. Like you'll have Farmhouse or something like that.
Farmhouse is one of my
Right.
favorite songs.
And then you get the I love the one where the whole thing was about the doll who tugged the little girl down into the water.
Joy. No, that's
Joy.
not Joy.
It's on something Lagunta or I don't know what it is. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
oh,
Some
what
of
is
them I
it?
don't know. I know the,
They have a lot.
There's
I'll
a
get it for you.
lot
Back in
of
the day,
music.
they would trade, and they would allow people to come in. Do they still allow people to come in and record?
They do, as far as I know, but they don't record as much as they used to.
Oh
Because of the fact that Fish is a jam band.
right.
I mean, going into a recording studio and recording a song is just not their style to record a song
They
for
just-
4 minutes and
They go
cut it
on.
off.
Right?
I mean, 20, 25 minutes later, you're still like, okay, we're still listening to Tweezer.
The whole the whole concert is, and I don't even like music. I hate music.
I
But
hate music. Who says
I mean,
that?
I don't
How
like a
can
lot
you
of
do-
things. No, I don't like a lot of things without words. Sometimes I just, when someone's playing, I'm like,
You
okay,
prefer music
I
with
need to hear
words.
someone sing at some point. This is not doing it for me. This ain't
Okay.
fun.
The music has to be really good. I mean, because like you said, I'm not just gonna sit there and listen to you jam for 20 minutes unless it's blowing my mind, or unless it's like Radiohead, which they do a really good job. Like,
But you would be able to tolerate something like Fish because you have a CK5 who does all of the lighting and coordinates all of that.
mhm,
It's just mind-blowing what he does.
mhm.
Very,
I've heard their
very
stuff.
awesome.
I've heard their stuff, and it's I mean, I don't think it's my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. It's okay, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, to each their own.
It's not terrible. Like, I don't have a problem with it.
That's
but
what I'm
I
saying.
wouldn't seek it out.
The thing about, did I leave this playing? The thing with Fish is like I said, every album's different. So, I mean, really different, like
Yeah.
completely different sometimes. I like the one. There's an album where I should have just kept looking at it. There was an album with him laying on a bed, and the whole album's about him going crazy and stuff. When you're there, I sleep lengthwise. When you're gone, I sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite albums. That's probably the only album that I like all the way through. That's the only one that I like all the way through. I don't know why. It's just I like poppier stuff, I guess. I don't know.
See,
I
I
mean,
don't
it's
like
still
it when
depressing.
bands jump back and forth from album to album. Like, I need to know what kind of music you're gonna sing because it dictates
It's
if
still
I'm
the
gonna
same.
like
It's
you.
still a.
Oh, they're not changing genres or anything like that.
No,
No.
Okay.
It always
I
Okay.
don't
stays
even
the
know what
same.
genre they're in.
I
don't know
mean,
what you call it.
there's no other way to put it.
'Cause that throws
than
me
jam
off.
bands.
Kind of like when Zach Brown, when he did that weird thing or whatever. I don't know what's
Zach-
going on with that
Zach Brown.
or whatever.
Chris
Yeah.
Stapleton's worse. Chris Stapleton went from album of the year, and then it just went his second album. I don't like it. I don't like
What
it.
kind of music is it? Like he went from it's bluesy at
yeah,
first, right?
Yeah, more bluesy.
and we're talking about the first album.
Who are we talking about?
Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah, it was all bluesy.
So now what's
Oh,
the
shit,
second
sorry.
album? What's so wrong with it?
I'll tell you. I'll show you.
See, now you guys are teaching
Well-
me something new because
well, you
I
gotta-
have no clue.
Well, you have to describe to me while you're doing that what's wrong with the second album.
I can't. I only listened to it a couple of times because I didn't like it. It's kind of like I don't know.
Because I think I figured out I can't. I'm good on Panic at the Disco, the lead singer. I'm good on his voice now. I've had my fill for my lifetime, I think, and I'm ready to move on.
And everybody comes to that point with music too.
Even the old stuff.
Yeah, it's fine. I love it, but I don't want to hear it anymore. Like it's ingrained in my head. Like I could play it right now from any part in my head. So I'm fine with it. I don't need to hear it anymore. I mean, I like it. There's nothing against it. It's just very specific, and I'm good.
Right. So this is Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, I know who this is now.
Did you say Tennessee whiskey?
Tennessee whiskey.
Right, that's the good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna just so you can hear his voice and stuff.
Mhm.
See, I like that.
Mhm.
It's got a nice bluesy
Yeah.
feel to it, and I like
Yeah.
stuff like that
Oh,
myself.
a little smoky.
It's good.
Oh, I yelled that. I yelled that in the microphone.
So maybe now I need to. Who is this? Chris Stapleton?
Chris
Mhm.
Stapleton.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna look it up now.
So let me
Yeah,
see if
it's
I can
good.
find his other album. I have to look this out on another thingy. Let's see what this is. Let's see. This is Millionaire. I don't know which one is one of his best ones on this album. I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean,
We'll
it
just
sounds
skip to the
good.
middle or something so we can hear. Yeah. Well, it sounds the same.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's
So
not-
what was wrong with it?
I don't know. I don't know what it
You're
was.
making me tired.
See, he's
No.
sort of got a combination of blues and a little bit of a jazzy feel and a bluegrass feel.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of different ways that he can go, and you can hear it in his voice because his voice does sound different between the two. Now he sounds even different again.
He's a weird man. That's his new album cover.
That seems right.
Now I did see Zach Brown in concert and saw him in Kansas City and Missouri, and I was wearing cowboy boots because I was wearing cowboy boots at that time for I don't know why.
Like for whatever
I'm
reason.
like, I'm a cowboy.
I'm
I'm Cowboy Mike. I used to walk around saying, I'm a cowboy. I got boots in my pants. Whatever this song is. Anyway, what was I? Oh, so I had these cowboy boots on, and I was walking back to the truck, which
Hey,
was.
I'm sorry,
what's
were
up?
the lyrics to that? I'm a cowboy, I got boots in my pants. Is that what you said?
I don't know what I said. I thought I said something about a bullet.
Oh, okay.
That was the Bon Jovi song you were reading.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
On
Yeah.
a steel horse and ride.
Yeah.
And he said, I got boots in my pants.
And I'm loaded.
So what of this concert?
What concert?
Whatever you're talking about.
Zach Brown.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot. I'm unedible, guys. So, so I walked. Of course, I parked like. Of course, I parked like 5 blocks away because it was free there, right? So I walked in my cowboy boots and it started snowing. So you had that light, fluffy Kansas City snow, not like the Colorado snow. It's different. It's
Kansas City snow is wet.
yeah,
It's
that's
not
what
fluffy. It's wet.
And my
Is it?
boots,
No,
yeah.
but it would
And
instantly
freezing.
freeze. It would instantly freeze on the ground. It's like as soon as it hits the ground,
And
it's
your
a sheet
clothing.
of ice.
It'll just, right. So that's why, man, you'll get way colder in Kansas City,
So you're all
Missouri
wet.
than you will here, I feel like.
It-
Even though the temperature drops more here just because of less humidity.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
yeah. So I was just slipping in these cowboy boots because cowboy
course.
boots don't have a sole.
No
So you're
traction.
just was falling. But the worst part is,
why would a guy that works need, like, traction? That doesn't make
right,
any goddamn
like,
sense.
Yeah, what are you doing? Hell, working in the rain, a little bit of rain.
What, are you trying to be tough? There's no traction, so you slip around like a bitch.
Oh, I bet people were slipping around all the time back in the day.
Back in the day, they're doing it now at my high school, my old high school, Holden High. That's how I know. It's so ridiculous. They would just go down the halls. They were linoleum halls. I don't know why. They were just so stupid.
They just like the sound of their feet.
You didn't look cool, though.
Yeah.
Oh, but they thought
Nothing
they
about
did.
that
Right.
looked cool.
But when I was driving back, the only thing was when I was driving back, I twisted the truck around a couple of times on the road.
You did donuts?
Yeah,
it was
but
like
not
a blizzard that
intentionally.
night.
Not intentionally at all.
Well, it's no fun then.
No, it scared the shit out of me.
I bet it did.
Oh my god!
Were you on the highway?
I was on God dang it! What is is it 50? What is it that goes over there by 63rd Street?
435 or 350.
I think it's 435. It's over there by the hospital.
If you're going. Wait, Research Hospital?
Yeah.
That's 71.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's 71. I was coming back into Lee Summit area.
Okay.
Yeah. So
from the
and then
city.
nobody was on the road because
It's a
you
blizzard.
shouldn't have been driving in this shit. But Zach Brown was playing. I was like, I want to see him, and I just quit drinking, and it was awesome, and it gave me an opportunity to get out of the house and to see if you could trust me. I know that sounds weird because I know you thought this dude's gonna straight up start drinking.
The thought crossed my mind, but there was really nothing I could do with it
Yeah.
except for wait and see. Just want to bump the volume down on that.
Yeah. I got it.
Just wait and see, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was drinking at that time. I just quit drinking, and
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a possibility. That I didn't want it to happen at all.
I did
Because
drink.
then you know what that meant.
I did drink.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
I did. You don't know. You don't know. I could have.
You already told me, and if you didn't tell me, now would not be the time to tell me.
Maybe I did. Maybe now wouldn't be the time.
No.
When would be the time? You know what? I'm not a fan.
It
of
would have been way back when you did it, so now
Yeah.
it would be too late. So either die with it
people.
or tell me and expect
Yeah.
all hell to break loose.
People on their deathbeds and stuff, they want to get shit off their chest, right? So what they do is like when the
Of
other
course.
person's passing, when the other
course.
person's passing, they always go,
Remember
"They'll
that
tell you so.
day?
Don't tell me shit. Don't. Who does that help? Who does that help in the long run?
The person dying.
How?
Wait, they're getting stuff off of their chest, right?
No, I'm talking about like if say I cheated on you,
Oh, and I'm dying,
Yeah.
and then you tell me.
and
no,
then
that
I
doesn't
feel,
help anything
I'm like, oh,
at all.
trust me,
At all.
I've cheated.
You just want to feel better about yourself.
Yeah, you're trying to get shit off your chest.
Yeah.
That's not right. Don't do that.
No.
I'm not a fan of that. So if you've been doing that in your life,
Is
if you've been going up to people who have been dying,
it a habit?
and yeah, speaking of death, I'm going to talk about something depressing for a second. So yay, depression. Shout out to our sponsors for depression.
There we go.
I'm going to shout out TH Custom Promos first and foremost because they got back with me because they were the first person to get back with me in the message. So TH Custom Promos, guy, where are we at? The Clinic grass trays.
Oh, you're all
Simply
mixed up
Pure, King of Quality, 710 Pipes, Kind Meds, and Gaia's Gardens. And of course, Studio 420, which is located where?
now. $39.95 South Broadway in Englewood. Come check them out, you guys.
Bing bing. Say hi to Marty for me. If
Say
you come
Morty.
here, if
Hey,
you come,
Morty.
if you come
Marty.
here, if you come here, you have to say Marty. Mike said hey, and if he does, he's gonna be like Mike who? Say Mike from Highest Kites.
Yeah.
Who we are? Who we do two shows twice a week. This show on
And
Wednesdays
tomorrow.
5 to 7, and tomorrow from 11 to 1 we have Coffee and Weed. We have Sam's Creations on. If you have not met this lovely woman named Sam, then
Then come meet
I
her tomorrow.
don't know what to tell you, but yeah, meet her tomorrow. She's awesome.
So one of your pages is Trees of Life, or is
Yeah.
it Tree of Life?
It's Trees of Life.
Okay.
And that is because as I go along, there will be more than just Kratom on there. There will be other trees that are holistically healthy, such as Kratom is.
So the purpose of this page is to just get out information about, what?
Right now, about Kratom. Right now, I am also researching some other things, which I won't mention right now because I can't pronounce them properly.
Okay.
But things that I am, one of them, I can pronounce one of them, Senegit.
Okay.
It is a resin, basically. And I am trying to learn more about that, more about the properties of it, more about what it can help. So that I can continue to help people that are suffering from medical as well as psychological issues as well as addiction issues.
Mm-hmm.
The trees is spelled in all capital letters, and the reason for that is because come New Year, I am going on my own endeavor to start my own nonprofit to holistically treat people that are addicted to whatever drugs that they're addicted to.
That's a good idea. That's nice.
The tree stands for treatment, recovery, empowerment, enlightenment, and support.
Okay.
So that's where it's a dual-sided name. Right now, it's just for the Kratom. In a little while, you'll see it pop up, hopefully, all over the place.
So we never got to talk about how did you get into Kratom and why?
Like I said, Danielle Morgan was the one that introduced me to it. And it's kind of crazy because when I did take it back in May, June, I took it for about a month. And I'm like, okay, everybody else is saying how wonderful this thing is. And I'm not feeling anything from it. And come to find out, I just came to this realization a couple weeks ago. It wasn't the Kratom that I was using at that time, or it wasn't me, it was the Kratom. I needed a Kratom that was a little bit better of a quality that was lab tested and had the right levels of the main alkaloids in it that if they're not in there, you're just wasting your time with it.
What brand did you find that was?
I started using from a distributor that I get my Kratom from to supply my Kratom consumers with, and that is Therapy Botanicals. He's in New York City.
Okay.
He was highly regarded by a lot of people in the Kratom community. Everybody told me, go to this guy, go to this guy, go to this guy, and I did. And he's been awesome to me so far. We've only dealt with each other for about a month. But I do have lab testing. I do have high quality stuff.
Okay.
And that's what I aim for. I don't want to sell gas station or smoke shop grade Kratom.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said something about, down in the South, they used to have them in grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yes.
in gas stations. I guess like Yellow Jackets or something. Like remember the sleeping pills?
Yeah, the same type of deal.
Yeah. What is Kratom for the people who don't know? If you could.
Kratom is a plant that is related to the coffee family. It's grown over in Southeast Asia and has been grown over there for centuries. The Southeast Asians, if you take a look at their statistics health-wise, they are very, very healthy people. And the reason why is because they go out every morning and they go to their kratom plant and they pick a leaf off of it and they chew it.
Mhm.
They chew it right off of the tree.
Mhm.
And they're very much able to withstand a lot of diseases and things because there are immunity. It does boost immunity and helps your immune system.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
Just one of the benefits, it does increase your immune. Yeah, that's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting. So anyway, when I was with Danielle, I started researching it and started learning and reading and doing videos on her Kratom page, basically teaching her audience as well as myself at the same time what this wonderful plant is. It's been used since the 19th century to date, but I am willing to bet that it goes back to about the 17th century. That it has been used.
It has to go back before that at some point.
That's
right?
where
With
it says on
tribes and-
Wikipedia.
Okay.
It's the 19th century, which would be the 1800s.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Of course, I don't like medicine of any kind. I can tell you
Me and
that
you
straight
both.
off. So, I'm also not the type of person who thinks cannabis is a cure-all. That's stupid. If I get stung by a bee, sometimes I just need some bee gone or some shit on my arm, you know? Just don't be like, oh, you need to try this. No, it's fun. Sometimes you use aloe. You know, some fucking shit.
Use
you
an
know?
EpiPen.
Yeah, use some EpiPen. That's serious.
Right.
I did the thing about, oh my god, my mind went blank for a second. The problem is that I have is, well, one, I don't like new things, and I don't like the fact that the government is trying to put it on the class one as a class 1 drug, scheduled 1 drug.
Well, I mean,
Because it has
you don't
no
like
deaths.
it because you don't trust it?
No, that's
or
ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Because
What part of it do you not
it's
like?
just ridiculous because, if you look up the benefits of Kratom, just if you look it up, you can find a lot of, what you can tell me right now, how it can help you with anxiety, how it can boost needs and stuff. But if you look up any federal application of it, they always say there was no testing, which irks me so much because...
It's the wrong answer, too. There
Right.
is testing.
But that's not even the issue that I have. The issue that I have is if you look up apple cider vinegar, which has been around since Buku Nunu,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Since apples had sex with vinegar. That's how
Since
long it's been
Adam and
around,
Eve.
right? Yeah, since then at least. The thing is that you see the same answer. There hasn't been enough testing. You have testing for erectile dysfunction.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You're telling me you don't have testing for medications that's been around as long as aspirin, which
Right.
is bark on a tree.
You never sat 100 people down and just said, "Here, take a capful every morning and tell me what
Right.
happened." Like this has
Right.
never crossed their minds
And every answer
because they can't make money on that.
right.
So
That's
they're
the
not going to
answer.
do it.
There you go. You can't make money on it.
And there, you should be
And-
suspicious of anything they're trying to put on Schedule 1 until you research it for yourself.
What did you think when they were trying to put marijuana in
Well, I wasn't alive when they tried. when they did it. Well, no. How long has cannabis been on Schedule 1 since
I don't know.
Caesar 70s?
Since way before you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
was around and a little girl when they first started that, but
That was Reagan's wife.
yes, it
Yeah.
was Nancy who
Yeah.
was in the meantime
Yeah.
bringing the crap over here.
Right.
But
See, cannabis has also not killed anybody. Now, Kratom, from what I have read, has been in the system of, I think, like 13 or so people or something like that.
Mm.
But from what you read on, so was antidepressants in a couple of them. I mean,
yes,
it's a lot of
there
things.
were 36 deaths that they
Yeah.
are.
Was it 36
It was
or something?
36.
Yeah.
Mr. Gottlieb.
I was trying to be lenient.
the head of the FDA.
Also,
Yeah,
I read
he-
some of those Kratom, they put things in it if, like, you get it gas station Kratom.
Right.
Like, if you get shitty
Is
Kratom,
it cut?
it could have some opium
Did they
in it.
cut it?
Yeah,
It
it, could
has
have.
been cut,
Yeah.
yes.
Why?
They are cutting it with
Right,
everything
exactly.
It's like
from
cutting
flour.
coffee.
Exactly.
The flour.
Exactly,
They'll cut
man.
it with flour. They are cutting it I've heard
some
of people
kinds of
doing
meth.
fentanyl.
Yeah, some kind of methyl something.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because
Oh, you
yeah,
just
stretch
say
it
it's a
out.
caffeine. Well,
Just basically to
stretch
stretch it out.
Yeah.
Meth.
But if you're getting
Oh,
Kratom
man.
9 times out of 10 from a smoke shop, and I can't say all smoke shops because there are some that do have quality stuff, or a gas station, you are getting what I like to call last night's leftovers, meaning they have removed the main alkaloids, mitragynine and 7-hydroxymitragynine in them. And the reason that they are removing it before they bring it over here and put it on the shelves is because Big Pharma and the DEA and FDA are going over to these Indonesian farmers and they're saying, hey, we'll give you a crap ton of money if you remove those 2 main alkaloids and then sell it to us so that we can patent this. There
so
is
sick
a
of
patent
their
out
bullshit.
on
Of course there is.
mitragynine.
Sick of their bullshit.
And this
I
is
am
why,
so sick of their bullshit. Everything is not about making money. Fuck off.
But this is why Gottlieb came out on November 14th with the statement that he did, and why we as Kratom advocates only have 3 days left to get all these signatures onto the petitions.
Well, I know the government doesn't want Kratom to go through because that's going to get you off of their opioids.
Lots of money gone down the drain.
I heard
It's just going to make a black market.
The greatest
Again, I
quote.
say
Well,
fuck
that's
off.
already the greatest quote on that movie we saw Brad Pitt on was they said that why can't they grow anything else in Afghanistan? And they said what else grows in that climate? They said well cotton grows, and they said well why don't they grow cotton? He goes well they can't grow cotton because it interferes with the America trade market. You can't. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So now they're growing poppy seeds,
Yeah.
which go to make
Opiates.
heroin.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I didn't
and
make that
just
clear at all. I'm
things
so
of
glad you
that.
cleared
It's-
that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit ridiculous.
But yeah, that is
Yeah.
what it boils down to.
Have-
The Big Pharma.
Can you grow kratom?
You can, but it is very difficult over here, which is why optimally it grows over in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Tropical climates.
Right, over there it will grow.
Jamaica,
to,
you could grow it in Jamaica.
What
I don't
happens?
know. You could probably.
It's a tropical climate.
Yeah. What happens if it gets moldy? Have there been issues? Have you heard anything about maybe some moldy?
It has happened, and that is one of the reasons why if you're going to become a kratom consumer, and it does work, it's magic on you. You should be making sure that you are having or purchasing it from a company or a person that can say, hey, here's this lab testing. This is what's in this kratom. Because
Right.
it will test for mold levels. It will
No,
test
right,
for
Just like cannabis will test
Which
for mold
cannabis
levels.
Exactly.
just started.
Everything will test for mold
Just
levels.
started.
Yeah.
Everything will.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
cannabis just started, and then not trying to tell. No, I'm not even gonna say it because I feel
Hey,
like I'm not gonna rat nobody out.
I don't want to change the subject. Have you ever had matcha?
Matcha.
what is. No, I
Mud.
have not.
It smells weird. I've never had it either.
What
so
is
I thought
it?
I'd try it. I don't know.
I
It's
wish you would. We don't have money to be trying
unsweetened
stuff.
vanilla matcha and green tea with a hint of vanilla.
It sounds like it would be good.
Yeah, purified water, green tea, organic matcha. I still don't know.
Why did they say purified water?
Because they have to tell you it's not just some shit water.
Do
that's
you
not out of the
honestly
ditch.
think that it's gonna say ditch water?
Well, of course they're not going to say that. That's
They're
what
gonna
tap water
say-
is.
They're gonna say reversed, ditched, or
Oh, I need to
something.
shake this.
Some weird scientific Latin. That's all they need is call it Latin.
Yeah,
Some
then
Latin
nobody
name.
understands what
Yeah.
it is unless they want to take the time to Google.
I'm
Could
not
you do
doing
me a
that.
favor and grab that? The lid
Oh.
fell down on the floor.
Have you heard
I got
about
it.
this new thing that you can put to your? I think it's something that you can put to your ear,
Thanks.
and it translates people
Real time.
talking,
Yeah.
real time talking.
Yeah.
Have you heard about
No.
that? Yeah.
No.
I
just
really
heard
want
about
one
That's
it.
cool.
How much is it?
I don't know.
We're gonna look this up.
Because I really want one so that when we go into these stores where the 99-cent plus store and stuff where they're
Right.
all Japanese, and I'm not a prejudiced person at
Sounds
all.
like feet.
But when
But,
they sit
yeah.
and they talk in front of you in their language, you know they're talking about you.
Yeah,
You
you
just
just want
know.
to. You just want to know if someone's talking about you. It's not being racist.
Yeah, I just want to know if you're talking about me so that I can defend myself. in English.
Yeah. It
That's
could be a white
weird.
person talking in another language. It doesn't have anything to do about race. I just need to know if you're talking about me.
I don't
Portuguese.
I don't know. I don't really care either. You can talk to me and I'll still smile in your face and
I care.
you know.
I
I
care.
don't give a shit.
I care.
Cause I mean,
I care a
can't
lot.
Stop it.
I can stop it. You tell me I can't stop it. I can stop it.
So wait, you said something. How did we segue into Destiny Case Kimball? How did that work?
Oh,
last
I was
time?
talking about her because she was originally the co-founder for Morgan Wellness Foundation, and she ended up figuring out that it was not a right fit for her. And then I stepped in as co-founder. I have also stepped down as co-founder too. Danielle Morgan and I are still friends. We still speak to each other and kick ideas around all the time. But she and I, even though we have somewhat the same vision, our methods and ways of enacting and making it a reality were different. And I essentially said, okay, I have to branch out and do my own thing. The universe was telling me to do it, so I did.
Yeah. Here it is. I found it. It's $129.
See, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. But you know what?
What is it?
$129 coming in September. Oh, here.
What
I'll
item?
show you. Right here. It's this thing right here.
April, he's hinting he wants one for Christmas.
I do not.
What is it?
Look, you
It's
see it?
Oh,
You see it?
translator. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I really feel like that this has made us more lazy. So instead of going out and like learning other languages, we're like, fuck that.
I feel like this will help
I'm
you
not gonna
learn.
do that shit.
This will help you learn.
You're only gonna hear English coming out of the fucking thing.
It's only in one ear, so you're gonna hear other things.
I can't multi-hear.
Yes, you can.
You can't tell
Like
me.
just a little bit, you
No,
can.
I can't.
I couldn't
And
do
you're-
that.
Well, I mean, with
Definitely not.
repetition, your brain
With
can put
yeah.
little things together, like, oh, you know,
Cat,
this
dog.
word means
Yeah.
probably this, you know. and
I
stuff
want
like
I want to
that.
drive and somehow have one person on the left of me and have one on my left ear, and
Mhm.
have another person on the right of me and have one on my right ear,
Mhm.
and one speaking Japanese and one speaking like French,
You're gonna
and
freak out.
and then drive at the same time.
You're gonna freak out.
We're all gonna wreck.
I was gonna say
in multiple languages.
you're gonna wreck
We're all gonna be screaming though at the same. How come this? How come that's always the same? What if it was like? How come it's not like? Yeah,
What?
I don't know. I guess
Are
that's
you
just your
talking
human
about?
reaction, huh?
What? To what?
Of why we yell the way we do, like
You yell like that?
no.
Like I have never heard you yell. Apparently.
You never heard me yell?
No, I guess
You
not.
never,
Shit.
you never go, there's a damn mouse down there.
No. No.
You didn't hear me say that?
Nah.
Oh, well. Is that dab ready yet? Are we gonna take a dab?
Yeah, it's ready. So for the people that can actually see us, if
Hey,
you're wondering why we haven't passed anything to Missy, it's because I will let you share if you'd like to share why I'm not passing you anything.
I can do that. I have no problem with that. The
Alright,
reason
cool.
right now I am on probation. I started my probation on January 20th of this year, and I am on probation for the next 3 years and change. It's not going to last that long. After the 2-year mark, she'll let me go because I'm being a good girl. But one of my stipulations is I am not allowed to indulge in medical marijuana, which absolutely sucks. But I just kind of
what if you would
grit my
have had a
teeth
red
and
card?
bear it. I don't think it would have made a difference with the judge that I had because
Because I thought now they
I think
allow
they
it.
allow it.
Yeah.
they do, or so they say. But per my lawyer and other sources that I spoke with beforehand and after I had been sentenced,
Mhm.
it is totally solely up to the judge,
Judge, that's not. That's the
and it
thing.
sucks.
Yeah,
That's
judges
not-
make
that's
up their
not
own
okay.
rules a lot of times.
That's not okay.
Judges.
No, it's not.
It should be
yeah.
black. It should be the letter of the law. That's what
Even
everybody
the
follows
Constitution's
across
not like
the board.
that. No, it's not.
I mean, if something
I
says,
agree.
if the state says
I
that you
agree.
can smoke marijuana, now we need to take that off of the testing.
But you can't
Yeah.
have the letter of the law either, because then everybody will turn into Judge Dredd and be like, I am the law.
I don't mean it like that. Right. Like it's
like 15-year
judge,
minimum. You know,
court,
you have to
or
have
judge,
judges
jury, and
who.
executioner.
And
I'm sure you've had a judge who was nice and a judge that was not so nice.
yes,
I mean,
I've
had
been
that.
in both positions.
Yeah. So I mean, you know usually right before you stand up there whether or not the judge is gonna like you. They fucking look right. It's like they're a judge. They literally judge you.
Yes,
Like-
and when I saw the woman that was standing on that was sitting at that stand that day, I knew pretty much that the odds were against me, and I was like, okay, this is gonna suck. It's gonna hurt, but this too will pass.
It would be funny if she was listening right now.
I wish she was, so I could tell her, listen, please, go look at my UAs. They're pretty darn good compared to a lot of people.
I'm glad I didn't call her a bitch.
You've been on
That was
camera the whole
funny.
time. You haven't smoked one thing.
I offered to, and I'm so glad you didn't take it, because she's right. You are on camera. And
Oh, I wouldn't. Oh my God, that would have been crazy.
I know. I didn't even think about it.
What if my
was so-
TO was listening or watching? Because I think she's a closet stoner.
That's funny.
Yeah, I
So
tell
are you-
people we need closet stoners to come
Yeah.
out all the time.
Yeah, I really think
Yeah.
she is, and I think that's one of the reasons why she's letting me off of my UAs. I should be able to, like I said, it'd be awesome. My birthday's May 16th. I'm looking for somewhere around there and 420.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can smoke at 420, oh my God. You guys will have to
Yeah,
like scrape
that's
me off
important.
of Civic Park.
So are you not worried about secondhand smoke? How do you feel about that?
It doesn't bother me. A lot of people, they it's just instinct to hand me.
I mean, do you feel like it's going to affect your test?
No, I know it doesn't because of the amount of dabs and the amount of marijuana that my boyfriend smokes in my bedroom right in front of me.
Yeah.
You
Do
know,
you
and-
just stare at him?
no, I'm
Do you
usually
make him
on
feel
the phone
bad, shitty
or
about it?
no, because when he was on probation, I told him, listen, I didn't do the crime I was freaking doing the time. I'm smoking still.
Right. I'm just,
Um,
yeah, I don't like looking at people do
oh, I
dabs.
just got high.
It makes me upset when I can't do it, which I just do it.
So a lot
See,
of
I'm not a
people
dab
would be
person.
worried about the secondhand smoke, but they just did a study where they found that 90% of the THC is absorbed in your lungs at the very first instant, within seconds, and then so you're basically exhaling trash, you know. So it's not going to show up on tests if you have to go
You
in,
would
you know.
literally have to be in a room and be clam baked. In order to, I mean, literally, it would have to. You would have to, like, in the size of this room right here.
That's what, and they did that, and they
Yeah.
said, but the trace, it was so small that showed up on the test. And the room though that they put them in, it was like tiny, and they filled it up with a crazy amount of smoke. You know, just something that wouldn't normally happen at all. You know?
Right, and it's
Yeah.
still tested, just trace amounts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people that
That's
say they
all
don't
a
want to
myth.
be around secondhand smoke, they can relax now. So 'cause
Exactly.
it's not gonna hurt you.
What if you're asleep and I'm blow it in your mouth?
It's trash. Remember that you're blowing out trash. So you're just basically blowing your hot air into my mouth.
What if?
No, what if? This ended up tasting like feet.
It tastes like feet.
Yeah, a little bit.
See, that's why I don't like you trying shit.
It's okay.
Because then she doesn't like it.
It's so
Does it happen
how
often?
much was that?
It was $3.
Which means it was $5.
No, it was $3. It was $2.99.
Listen,
Calm
guys,
down.
women, if your man is fussing at you, it's because you're buying something that you might
Are you
not
serious
like.
right now?
I knew what I was gonna get.
Over
I
$3?
got a pep. No, it's not $3.
Is that what's happening?
It's not $3. It's 3 times how many times you do it.
No.
I feel that's how you look at stuff on sale. You're like, well, it's just one time. Yeah, but that was last week, and then the week after, and then the week after.
So what? I'm gonna get drinks sometimes. Like it's gonna
That's what I
happen.
signed up for.
If I don't get drinks, then what? Then what?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll always get you drinks, baby.
Okay, yeah, thank you. You always get me $3 drinks.
But see, this
Awesome.
is what I'm saying. I knew what I was going to get when I got this Pepsi. It was trash.
Mm-hmm.
Going in,
Mm-hmm.
going out.
Yeah.
Actually, mostly going in, rotten,
Yeah.
and then decaying.
Are
And
you
then
just
making
proving to me
maggots.
you're not trying to improve yourself? Is that what you're proving?
No, I'm going to quit. I'm
You're
in
like, I know what I'm doing.
I'm in a depression. This is me mourning.
With Pepsi? Okay, I'll take that, I guess. I'll take that.
There should be a stripper named Pepsi.
No.
Coming to the stage. Pepsi?
That's actually a good stripper name.
It is. Now it has a cherry on
And her
it.
sidekick, Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke is good. I don't like Coke anymore,
I don't like
but
it
I
at
do
all.
like Cherry Coke. Pepsi is good. I do like going to Chick-fil-A because they have all the different types of flavored water, which is awesome. Like, that sounds. This is like. It sounds like you are the most unhealthy person ever. No, they have the sparkling lime or something like that.
See, I don't ever go to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is delicious.
It is good. We just don't ever go because out where I live, there isn't one. There's crappy Taco Bell, one of the worst Taco Bells around, and KFC, which I hate.
Our Chick-fil-A is really inconvenient too, so yeah.
Yeah, it's I have a buddy. We have a buddy named Chris.
Mm.
He has never been to Chick-fil-A,
What?
and he was like, I don't care. I'm like,
Maybe he
yeah,
doesn't
man.
like chicken.
I go, do you like chicken sandwiches? He's like, yeah. I love chicken sandwiches. And I was like, they
You
invented
gotta
the
go
chicken
Chick-fil-A.
sandwich. He was like, I go, have you ever been to a Zaxby's? And he was like, no. I go, no. Zaxby's.
Oh God, Zaxby's.
I've never
Every
heard of that.
college
Zaxby's
football
make
game
me
has
fat.
Zaxby's. Every college football game, you'll see a Zaxby's commercial go by if you're watching. If you're watching Auburn or Alabama or any Southern team. Anyway, speaking of football,
That was good.
there is one thing I was talking about that I'm upset about, and I can't remember what it is.
Is it about the Chiefs?
It's not about it. Jeez, look, I'm so upset because I watched them, and this is the one game that wasn't streaming on something or on CBS or something like that, and fucking they won.
Oh, so
And
you
then I was
missed
like,
it?
yeah.
That's not
Fuckers.
funny.
But then I was like, I hope it's not,
Oh.
me not watching.
Oh, is
being
that
the
what
thing.
you're gonna start?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I think we know.
What was it? Oh. You know how we had Regulate Like Alcohol on?
Yeah,
Okay.
peel.
Oh,
shit.
Oh man.
That would have been terrible. I dropped my Pepsi for the people who were like, why
Thank
the fuck
God
did
the
he
top was on
scream like
because
a...
that MacBook would have been gone.
Oh, yeah.
It was,
terrible.
Who do we have from
Uh,
regular? Like, I
Chris
mistakenly
Cheddar.
said peel, but it wasn't.
Chris Cheddar
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah, what did?
Bear.
Yeah,
Was that right? Was it Bear?
thanks. So.
I think so. But they were talking about...
Sorry if not.
Yeah, I apologize if that's not. We'll have you back
Yeah.
on the show. And don't forget your name again. I'm sorry.
We had an edible on the way up.
yeah,
It's nothing
it's kicking in.
personal.
But you know
It's kicking.
the beer companies sponsor NFL shit all the time.
Right.
All the time. And the NFL is supposed to be a family event. That's the reason that the a halftime show. Excuse me. I coughed on you. That's the reason the halftime shows and stuff like that are issues because it's a family event. But they're always Bud Light and cool. It's always sponsored by like beer ads and stuff.
Mhm.
Even all the Super Bowls.
Yeah,
But-
the Super Bowl is the
yeah.
worst of them. Every commercial is
Right.
beer just
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, they are.
But cannabis
Except, yeah.
is so far knows that. But you do realize that there's a Mothers Against Drinking and Driving.
Right, because of the number of deaths
Right.
from this, like, and families
Right.
ruined. But I don't know. You know what? I've come to realize.
But
Like,
I'm just
crowds don't follow like what makes sense. They don't follow logic.
I'm just saying,
So it's
as a
just-
family, you
I
have
don't know what it
Mothers
is.
Against Drunk Drivers. as
Yeah.
family, you have mothers against drinking and driving.
Yeah.
The cannabis is frowned upon.
Right.
Do
Totally.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no mothers against cannabis drivers.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. I'm
yet.
sure there's one fucking woman being like,
Not yet.
they found weed in his system.
But he was pissed
But they
drunk.
also
Never
found
mind that.
opiates
Right.
and cocaine. Cocaine. You know, people say that marijuana is the gateway drug of shit.
Bullshit.
Right.
Gateway to what?
First they
To
need to-
happiness?
right,
To the refrigerator?
Yeah.
It's relaxing.
First, I say you're allowed to do whatever fucking drug you want to do. I don't give a shit. I think they should delegalize it across the board.
Delegalize.
Is that a word?
Nope.
Nope. I made it here.
And you made it extra illegal somehow when you said
By
that.
putting that D on
Yeah.
I delegalized it.
Delegalized?
Yeah. Well, you see, you know what I mean.
Sure.
I don't think any drug should be.
You want to
Would
be
go
like
like
Portugal and just decriminalize everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am 100% on board with that.
Their drug use and crime went down as a result of them not trying to control what people put in their bodies.
Now,
the government trying
do
to
they have
control
those
it.
dens?
What kind of dens?
No. Have you heard about the places where they allow you to do?
Opiates, where they allowed you to shoot up and
Yeah.
all that?
Opium
yeah.
den?
It is.
Yeah,
They-
well,
they have
They
them in
provide a
certain
clean,
places. Yeah.
safe place. They
Really?
provide you
Clean
with
needles.
alcohol swabs.
Yeah.
clean
I have
needles,
A
no
safe
idea.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
don't know.
counseling if you want it. But
Yeah.
I don't know
Mhm.
how you can counsel somebody that's nodding out.
Mhm.
But, I mean,
They're gonna do it anyway.
I mean, I'm laughing, but
I mean,
you know,
you know what
they
I
are.
You're not
They're
going to be
going
able to have
to.
a. You're not going to have a good conversation.
it's a sad
No
thing,
way.
but it's a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, isn't Denver trying to open one of those? There was talk of
I don't
it during the summer.
Denver needs to work on just being more chill about cannabis, and so does all of
Certain,
Colorado.
I think more along the lines of the Springs needs to work on.
Yeah, because you guys
Being-
are
I think
still
every-
medical only, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I think everybody does too, because I feel
I'm
like I
fine
should
with
be
that.
able to sit
For
on
a
my front
second.
porch and smoke a joint, and if somebody
Well-
walks by, they shouldn't be appalled. You know what I mean? Or they have their fragile minds
Well, I mean,
broken.
if okay.
Are you,
You-
saying
you
I
don't-
shouldn't be able to smoke a joint on
No,
a
no,
porch?
no. But hear me out. Hear me out. I don't like meth. I don't do meth because I would probably love it. That's just an honest answer. I
Most
just know
people
that-
do
yeah.
love meth
Right.
when they do it.
Right. I
That's
don't
the
like meth.
problem.
And when I walk outside, I don't want to see my neighbors necessarily smoking meth.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you're putting people who don't smoke cannabis in a spot
Of
that
them having to see people do something that they don't do.
yes.
How is that a violation? Because I don't go to church, but I'm forced to watch people do it every Sunday. I mean,
It's true.
you know what I mean? Also, I have a problem with cigarettes. I'm forced to watch people
yeah,
smoke,
the
and
people
I'm
who
on a
walk down the
sidewalk,
street
and I have to
smoking,
breathe that shit in.
That makes me want to just.
That's
run down the street
totally
and-
different
yeah.
from cannabis smoke. Cannabis smoke doesn't even cause cancer. That is fucking causing cancer. But everybody's fine with that shit.
What are you trying to say?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to say it's fucked up.
It is. It's
Yeah, I
just
agree.
ridiculous.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where the government infringes on people's rights. Like, or where people think they have a right to tell other people what they can and can't do. As long as they aren't hurting somebody
Other
else.
people, exactly.
Right.
And if you think
You
about
know,
it,
I don't care if you're offended if I smoke a joint.
if you think about
Avert
it,
your eyes, peasant.
the aspect that you're talking about, look at the law that they just passed here in Denver, where establishments can now apply for a permit to be able to let their what's the word I'm looking for, their consumers go out on the back porch and smoke cannabis.
I like that. That's
We had
very cool.
You didn't know about that one?
Does but does it
we did.
apply
30,
to does it apply to restaurants when
300,
they
I
have
mean.
like the if you can go outside and sit and
It applies
On the
to
sidewalk or whatever?
restaurants and cafes and yoga studios.
I mean, but does it
Right.
have to be hidden? Is what I'm trying
I've
to
heard
say.
that no one's applied though because
there
they
just
said-
was somebody that applied.
Well, yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
It's been open since how long?
That started in, was it September
But
that
yeah,
they decided to start it? But the only time that you can't have one, and this is why a lot of the bars and restaurants that serve alcohol won't do it, you can't have the alcohol and the cannabis permits.
Okay.
You have to opt for one or the other.
Okay.
that's what it was. That's why they're trying to regulate like alcohol too, because yeah, Chris Jenner was in here last week and he was talking about it. Chris Jenner does a lot of things. He makes bongs. He runs bongathon. He does a lot of things. Now I have a question for you. Weird. Let's see if you'd probably be able to answer. You're smarter than I am. So,
That's the
do you the rights that you have? Right? Yeah. Do you have those rights because the government has given you those rights, or do you have those rights despite of that?
Are we talking about government given rights or just human rights? Which one?
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead.
'Cause
Maybe I should just think that out.
If we're just talking about human rights, then yeah, because like I have the right to be unaccosted by whatever ruling authority is in that land, as long as I'm not causing harm and I'm,
That says who?
says human rights. Like for my just human right to just exist. Like I just want to exist in peace. They're the ones encroaching on my peace.
Encroaching
I'm
on my
not
peace.
right. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to tell them they can't wear blue on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah.
So don't.
And speaking of encroaching on my decrees, TH Custom Promos, Grass Trays, The Clinic, Simply Pure,
So weird.
King of Quality, 710 Pipes, Kind Meds, Gaia's Garden, as always, Studio 420, which is located
At 3995 South Broadway in Englewood, Colorado. Hey, you guys, I didn't
Scoot.
tell you. I forgot to tell you.
Did you just get high?
I took some Kratom earlier. Thank you, Missy.
You know what? It's really weird because I was just getting ready to ask you because it's like way overdue on what you should be feeling. And how do you feel?
And I just totally felt really weird. Like, that was fucking weird.
Do
Yeah, I
you
feel
have
pretty good,
the
man.
euphoric feeling?
Yeah.
Do you have a little bit of an energy boost? And
I just had to stop myself from laughing like an idiot there. So, yeah, I did.
because you're happy.
Yeah, exactly.
And one thing that I noticed is that since you've been sitting over there across the table from me, you've had a smile on your face nonstop.
Nice.
Your mood is uplifted.
She always looks like that.
No, I don't.
She usually has a glow behind
No,
her.
I
with
do.
a
I
halo
like
type
that.
of thing.
I like that. This was distinct. This was very separate from the
And I
weed.
gave you,
This is
I told
very
you to
separate.
try the white, did I have you do white mango or white elephant?
You gave me,
I think it was white mango I gave you because I told you I didn't want you to go with the elephant yet.
you gave me the white one.
I hope I'm not allergic to that.
Because there's two.
Have they had any issues with people being allergic?
The only allergic
I like that.
reactions that I have ever heard
Funny.
are sometimes people get like a minor rash from it.
Okay.
But other than that, I haven't really seen anything. There really aren't that many side effects to it, period.
Well, let me
Yeah.
name some of the side effects.
Long dicks.
Lower blood pressure.
No, wait, these aren't the side effects.
Pain
These are
relief.
the things, those aren't side effects.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
wait a minute.
Yeah. Like
I
a
was a little
side effect
slow.
of THC is feeling high.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
feeling
say.
good. Feeling
Right.
awesome.
You get a metabolism boost.
Mhm.
You have an increase in sex drive.
Uh-huh.
It
We need
improves your
that.
immune
Scoot, scoot.
system. It helps prevent diabetes.
And here's the kicker on that one,
Interesting.
though. Diabetes 2, not 1.
Okay.
Type 2,
The
it
non-hereditary.
Can be, yes, it
The
can be
one where,
harmful
hey,
for.
I just ate myself into the situation.
Exactly.
You know it stops diabetes.
You know what also stops type 2 diabetes?
Stop eating.
Yeah.
I'm not saying,
Chill
I'm
out a
not
little
saying that everybody who has type
Stop
2
drinking
diabetes.
2 liters of Pepsi every
No,
day.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you know
Not
what?
what I'm saying.
I gotta, okay, I'm not saying that either.
Way to
'cause
go,
let me give it
Abel.
to
You just lost all of yours.
No, I feel like the food industry kind of
They do.
sabotages people because I'm
It does.
beginning to
I
go
love
on a
sugar.
quest of eradicating sugar from my diet just because I've read all the negative side effects and stuff like that
look
involved.
at kids nowadays versus when I was a child. I'm 46 years old, so I was born in 71. Kids on average today, and adults, are on average like 60% obese, or more obese.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, more obese.
Than they were
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
You just look at a crowd, like if you see a crowd B-roll shot, it's like, whoa, okay, that's different, you know?
Yeah, go to a Broncos game or
watch
do you,
any news segment when they're scrolling through America and talking about anything health related.
and it's because
From that
everything
down.
that we eat has sugar, starch.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm that douchebag in the grocery
Bread
store
has
that reads
sugar.
the ingredients because I want to
Such a
know,
douchebag.
you know what I mean? And yeah, you guys, they put sugar in so
You-
much
you-
stuff, like stuff you wouldn't even think,
Bread.
like, yeah, why
Yeah.
is it, it's not even
Why do we
necessary.
need bread in
Can
there?
you stop?
It already has starch in it that's going to turn into a sugar.
Yeah. No, they need it.
So
They need it in there.
it eases anxiety and stress.
It's almost an addiction.
So that's what I thought about for you.
Oh,
It,
it is.
Anxiety and stress,
it
yes.
eases anxiety and stress.
Very good for
Why are you looking at me?
post-traumatic
That's
stress.
why, because
I do not have stress, madame.
it induces sleep, which you have like so much trouble getting asleep these days.
You know what else induces sleep?
What?
A bunch of pot.
Yeah.
No,
Opioid,
not
and it, of
anymore.
course, it stops opioid addiction. It can help you get off of that. And it's non-addictive, but you could form a habit, like with
A
anything.
tolerance, yes.
You could form a masturbation habit as well.
If you don't take it, what I like to do with my consumers is I like to have them fill out journals when they first get their Kratom. How much they took, what time they took it at, how they felt before they took it, how they felt after, how long did it take for the onset, how long did it last. And what we do with that is after a couple weeks of looking at that journal, we say, okay, this dosage works better for you than this dosage. This strain works better for you than this strain.
Right.
Or blending these two strains together gives you your sweet spot that you're looking for, because everybody is different.
Huh?
No two people are exactly the same when it comes to Kratom.
I like this
Oh.
white rhino.
There is
This
one
white
called White
elephant.
Rhino.
Like I could take this before game night. This
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Also, cannabis. I do like the smell of cannabis. Everybody does. Yeah.
Well, no, not everybody.
Well, I do.
Some people hate it.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
true.
awesome.
Well, everybody who smokes it has. If you smoke it a lot, you come to the point where I used to look at people smell cannabis and be like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like she would do it, and I was like, I just I'll smoke it, whatever, just fucking roll it. I don't give a shit. It's just weed, just give it to me. But now when I go to the dispensary, they're like, here, smell this, smell this, smell this, and everything smells. Oh my goodness, I am having sinuses. I do love the smell of it. It's just that doesn't help me at a dispensary when the guy's like, here, smell this, take this. That doesn't help me for my knees or my, insomnia or whatever I need, the medication
It
for.
doesn't at all.
No. So what?
Have you tried isolates or
No. What I'm saying is, no. Cannabis helps everything.
Oh, I
It's
misunderstood
Just
you.
when they give it to me to smell, that doesn't tell me whether or not it's going to affect
I got it.
arthritis.
I got
Yeah,
it.
but if
It's not going
you
to take me.
like,
Oh yeah.
like she said, if you keep a journal of what you smoke and how you feel, you'll find out what terpenes do what for your body, so that you know when you smell something.
Because everybody's different. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you'll be like, hey, this isn't gonna work out for me. Like you usually don't like weed that smells like tea.
Yeah,
That's something to keep in mind.
but every time you light a joint, you're asking a lot for that guy to write something down.
Well, are you
Yeah.
well, then record it. Do a voice
Yeah,
recording.
yes,
Just go on your
Oh,
phone
yeah.
and voice record it.
There you go.
I just go on Facebook Live. This
It
is
doesn't
it.
You
taste
could
so
do that
bad.
too. You could be
Right
doing
now.
reviews for the strains while you're.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But are you typically an indica or a sativa?
We usually do indica because,
Of
I
the
don't
sedative
know.
effects. For
Because
you.
it's
See, I
usually
can't do
either
indica.
really-
I seize out.
duh,
I go into seizures. From
Really?
smoking too much indica.
you would think that we was
Isn't that crazy?
sativa.
It's ridiculous.
But even high sativas act as an indica.
Sativa,
So-
I don't have any issues with whatsoever. And if I get a hybrid, it's got to be a hybrid that has a low amount of sativa in it. And indica and more of a sativa quality to it. It's really crazy.
Yeah. 'cause
And just like dabs do not get me high.
Oh, wow,
what
okay.
about rosin? The resin?
None of it really
What?
does much for me.
No isolates, distillates.
See, I haven't tried because the isolates and the distillates are a little bit newer. So they were, excuse me, they were more expensive when I first went on probation and my boyfriend didn't buy them. Now that they're dropping down in price, he keeps telling me, when you get off, you are going to smoke a gram of distillate.
Now I've
and
got to,
isolate.
I've got to challenge this, because anytime I hear somebody say something like that, I'm immediately skeptical. Of course, nothing personal. Have you, like, what's the most amount of, like, dabs you've had in one sitting?
Probably, like, I mean, there's been times where because for a while my boyfriend didn't even buy marijuana. He only bought dabs, wax, sugar, and shatter and all of that. And there would be times where we would just dab all day long.
Okay.
You know, all the friends came over and, time to sesh, time to sesh, It just never, ever hit me the way that flour did.
Okay.
Right.
Well, okay, I've heard that before about people saying they get higher with flour.
It's crazy.
Sometimes.
Now, what about edibles?
Oh, edibles will knock me on my ass.
You know, we had some edibles the other day that we share 500 milligrams. So we usually split it right down the middle, get 250.
How the hell do you do that?
Oh, that's easy. We're on it
eating
now.
one right now, yeah.
I know you are, but I can never do that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to eat one piece, wait a half hour to see how I feel, and then try another one.
Fast as you can. We snort it.
Slam it.
Yeah, right?
Don't look back.
Just chop it in
That's
the grinder.
That's how we operate. And if
Do it first, and
'Cause
then
I
you
do
no
that.
regrets. No regrets.
I love making edibles. When I go out and vend at music festivals, I'm always making some type of edible. And although I haven't been able to test them lately, I enjoy when people come back and say, hey, you might not be this company or that company, but damn good edibles.
Yeah,
It's an
that's always
awesome
good.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to do all the fancy stuff. I'm nowhere as fancy as Sam's Creations.
Oh,
is,
she's
but-
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I
She did
sit
some
and I
fried
look at her
chicken
stuff.
that was medicated one time. That was fantastic.
I need her to teach me how to make a vodka, a medicated vodka spaghetti sauce.
That sounds
Yeah, that'd be good.
interesting.
Yeah, we need to all just open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did the enchiladas one time. I wanted to say the edibles. We had an edible the other day that was made with distillate.
Oh,
Yeah, and it did. It worked. She goes, "Oh, it's gonna hit you faster." It didn't hit us faster. I don't think. It didn't hit me faster.
Which one was this?
The one that was different than the rest. I don't remember which one.
Was this at her party or the time before? That's what I'm trying to.
This was the night that I don't know, Saturday night.
I don't know. Okay, whatever. What was it? A cereal bar?
No.
Okay.
A cereal bar.
Yeah.
We didn't have a cereal bar.
I don't know. Well, yeah, we've had a cereal bar at some point.
Listen, I don't know.
I can't remember.
I'm good.
But
at
she uses waxes, she uses shatters, she uses
Oh,
flour,
is
she
that what
uses
she- yeah.
everything, right?
I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
especially if she's using isolates. I'm gonna have to look into that because I use a lot of shatter and wax. My boyfriend will go and get shatter and wax that he doesn't particularly care for, and he'll sell it to me
Right.
so that I can make medals with it.
That's
Right.
funny. So, how do you like to prepare yours from shatter or wax?
You know what? I like the shatter because it's just such an easy way to be able to blend it in with an oil or something that's got the fat for it to adhere to.
Do you get high on that?
Do I?
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't ever tried any of my medibles with
Okay.
shatter in it. I've only tried a can of butter stuff and things
Right.
like that are made from flour.
You say that works.
Yeah. those
Because you
work.
said dabs didn't, right?
Right.
So
that's going to have to be something I'm going
Yeah.
to have to try.
Because we eat our distillate. I mean, not our distillate. We eat our reclaim.
Yeah. I use reclaim in my
Yeah, you should try
in it
that out.
too.
See if that works.
Yeah.
So, how long do you cook your reclaim? Because I need some advice. Because I've only done it twice, and what I did was I put my reclaim on the stove in like a double boiler situation, you know. and then I just stirred it into
She's
the
already
oil.
shaking her head no.
Okay,
She's like,
alright.
Take
you've already-
yourself a silicone dab mat.
Okay.
Put your shatter or your wax or your reclaim onto that dab mat and let it sit. Same thing, 240.
Okay, just in the oven.
Yeah.
Okay. For how long?
And you'll
Just
know
20 minutes.
when it's long enough because you'll start seeing the bubbles. When you start seeing the bubbles kind of around it, kind of all over it, you know that it's time to take it out. At different altitudes, it's going to be a little bit different too when those bubbles are going to form. So you do want to watch it. So don't go get baked and get into couch syndrome
Okay,
and forget about it.
Or go smoke.
Keep a watch
Yeah.
on it. But my boyfriend was the one who came up with that one, the dab mat. And it worked so perfectly because it doesn't stick to it. You're able to get all of it off.
Yeah, I gotta
It's
get
just
a
a
little
really-
bit bigger one because I've got like one of those small ones.
You can even get a silicone baking pan at a store, like
Those
Walmart
are hard
or
to
whatever.
find now because they know. They know the game. They figured it out. Yeah.
I know
What?
King Supers
The
out
dab
there, he
mats
has them.
and using oven baked mats and stuff.
They used
Yeah.
to, man, those things used to be everywhere. And
Yeah,
They
just
were.
like
took
$10, $15.
I never even thought about that. They are expensive.
They're gone now.
Go on eBay. You can get them on eBay really cheap.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
as cheap as they used to be.
No,
used
they're
to be
coming
really
from
cheap.
China.
Wow. But
So,
they still used to be cheaper.
yeah, the China ones you can get for like $2 and $3. You can even get them where they're like already in shapes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I want a Rick and Morty dab mat.
Yeah. That's
You want
awesome.
You need to talk to my boyfriend.
Sounds like a $50
Oh, yeah.
dab
He
mat.
sells that type of stuff.
Okay.
I can have him look for one for you.
All right. Yeah.
That's cool.
We can get you one. You guys ever heard of A. Brooks? He's an artist. He lives out in Boulder. Him and his girlfriend Ellie Paisley, and he has a couple of really cool Rick and Morty prints that he could probably turn into dab mats.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I ain't got money. That's the thing.
So, okay, you guys. Out of meth, cocaine,
Uh-oh.
MDMA, and cannabis, which one stays in your system the longest? We already
Cannabis.
know it's cannabis, right?
It's always
Exactly.
cannabis.
It's 12 weeks, okay? But out of those three now, meth, cocaine, and MDMA, which one do you think is in your system for the shortest period of time?
Say it again.
MDMA, coke, or meth?
I think it's cocaine, isn't it?
I was going to say cocaine too because 3/4 of the time MDMA is research chemical, which will stay in your system longer.
So MDMA is 3 days. That was a good guess.
It's 3?
Yeah. So, but cocaine is 2 days, around 2 days for people.
I don't believe that. I'm a recovering crack addict. I don't believe that at all. It
Yeah.
would stay in my system for 6-7 days. I had a friend who it would stay in her system for she'd have traces of it
Oh,
for
wow.
3-4 weeks at a time.
Oh, wow.
I
okay.
think it was because it was stored in her fat cells.
Okay.
Is it hard being a crack addict?
Is
that proper? Was everything proper in that? Did I
It's-
say everything
it's-
properly?
It's hard.
I didn't say
to-
anything wrong, right?
No.
See, no, you didn't say anything wrong
Okay.
at all. See, the thing with crack is it is a psychological drug. Psychologically, up here in your head, you feel like you need another hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas something like heroin is a physical. So it's not just the crack that had me either. It was the life that I was living. When I left my ex-husband and moved out of the house, I never had any intentions of starting to use crack. And then one day, depression or something set in.
Of course,
and
who
I
has
said,
those
"Oh, it's
intentions?"
a perfect day to do crack."
Where did you get crack? Did you
I
just
got
have
it
crack?
from a girl.
I mean,
that
that's not
was-
true. I can find somebody right now. I can probably
Yeah.
find anything I want.
I got turned on to it because my kid's father, he was a crack addict as well. He still is.
Oh, okay. So.
And I know he wouldn't let me smoke though. He was a very abusive. He was an ogre. We don't want to talk about him.
All
But
right,
anyway, when I got out of and away from him, finally I started living in a park because I was homeless, and a prostitute came to me. She was watching over me in this park every night while she sat and smoked her crack. And she woke me up one morning and she said, I think you need some of this. And I was just so hopeless at that point. 6 kids, 24/7 a day, being a mom, and going to sleeping on a park bench is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And from the first hit I took, I felt like Superwoman. I metamorphosized into somebody else.
You needed a crutch.
Really? Okay.
I totally became
So what does it do?
Else.
Okay, because, everybody hasn't smoked crack.
It creates a really deep sense of I can do anything. I can be whoever I want. I can have whatever I want.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Like when you see people maybe having a breakdown or something, you know what I mean? And you find out they're on crack, that kind of explains it.
And it also was really weird because when I first started smoking, a crackhead will tell you that they are paranoid all the time and afraid, and they lock themselves in their house and, look out the Venetian blinds. And I never had that issue. I became a social butterfly. I hung around with all of the drug dealers and everybody on the street. You could not find Missy anywhere but in the street, 24/7. And the first month that I smoked crack, I stayed up for almost 27 days. I know they say that it's impossible to do that. I did
Not
it.
With drugs.
Oh,
Not with
yes.
drugs. Yeah, you can do it.
And I wasn't feeding
drugs.
myself anything but alcohol. I was drinking 40s of Red Bull.
Were you eating anything?
A Little Debbie snack cake or a pepperoni stick from the bodega.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't hydrating myself or anything. I went that first month, I went from 187 pounds to 125.
Wow, that's dramatic.
And oh god, it was dramatic.
Crazy.
I bet everybody around you was like, "Hey, something's up."
I wasn't around anybody. I had totally separated myself from everything. I didn't want my family to see me in the condition I was in. I didn't want to put myself in the position where I would have to steal from my friends and my loved ones. So I just disappeared and turned into somebody else for almost 15 years.
Okay. Wow.
Almost 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
15 years.
It was crazy, and it took a long time. It took a prison sentence and getting out of prison and almost getting arrested again, like literally 2 weeks after I got out of prison, for me to realize I need to stop and I need to do something different. And that was one of the other reasons why when we got out to Colorado while we were touring with Fishing Further in 2012, it was one of the reasons why when we got out here, I said, you know what? This is where I need to be clean. The universe just put a light bulb over the top of my head and said, this is where you're going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked. Yeah, there's drugs out here. They're all over the place.
Oh yeah, drugs are everywhere.
And they're readily accessible and easy to find.
Yeah, you can always find drugs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what's different here is that all of the triggers that I had back home in New York, all of the drug dealers that readily shot 8 balls at me and made it so easy for me to get high because I wasn't a snitch. So when I came out from prison on any of my parole violations, I was always treated like a queen. I didn't have to buy anything. They were like, that's the only white bitch out there that is not a snitch. Treat her like royalty. And I would sit right next to the big guys, and I worked for one of the biggest drug traffickers in Rochester, New York, which is how I got arrested and how I did my state charge because I wouldn't give them up. I told them, you can take me to the bridge with some cement shoes and they'll shoot me into the Genesee River because that's where I'll end up.
So how long did you say you had to do?
I originally had a 3 to 6 with a program called Willard. Willard is a drug treatment facility, and you're on parole, but you're still behind that cattle chute and that dwelling. You have to do 97 days of boot camp and ASAT and drug treatment programs.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I went through Willard 3 times in a year.
Okay.
so it works.
It works if you work it. That's what they used to tell us. You're worth it.
So, I tried to...
I can remember that.
I'm not trying to relate
I bet it was
to you,
drilled in.
but when I was trying to quit drinking, I had to go to... I'm going to get back to what you were saying. But when I was trying to quit drinking, they put me in this place where you're fucking just sweating and I was shaking and shit.
Ugh.
But they kept trying to give me AA, and I don't want AA. The only person that can stop you from doing what you're doing yourself. That's it.
Right
And
here
you
and
need,
here.
you know what you need for doing that? I don't care if you fucking do it to yourself.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
You're not doing anything besides what you're supposed to be
Oh,
doing.
fuck
Why
that.
get rewarded for it and why
Well-
get congratulated for... I mean,
I hear you.
it's an accomplishment to be 30 days clean. But AA and NA never worked for me either. Because they were all full of shit.
The way I look at things is, I was addicted to alcohol. It was my crutch. I have a very addictive personality. That's what I'm saying with math. If I touch math, I'm going to do math until I can't do math anymore. You know what I
And
mean?
I am the same way.
Yeah.
I am an
Right.
experimenter.
So I have to have
I
a
like
crutch.
to experiment.
So I am mentally addicted to cannabis. People might not like hearing people saying that they're addicted to cannabis, but that is my crutch.
Well, it's
So it moves.
you have a habit. You're not like addicted.
No,
Addiction is a chemical dependency.
It's
and that's
I
why
hear that too. That's
you're
true.
perpetuating an
And-
actual misinformation.
Okay,
When
well,
you say that.
here's another thing that I was talking to somebody about the other day was whether or not cannabis helps mental illness, like schizophrenia. Now, the question, because I have schizophrenia, and we were having a conversation, it was a bud tender, and she was saying something like how it doesn't help with schizophrenia. And I agree. Only, this is how I agree. It's really weird. I have OCD too. So,
She needs Kratom so bad.
I have OCD, so when I smoke cannabis, it reduces my OCD symptoms, which in return reduces my schizophrenia because of the triggers and stuff that everything has.
And
so
that's why I would argue that it does help your schizophrenia.
yeah,
Because of
that's
that.
true.
Because
That's
it
true.
kind of, I mean, I'm
I
not
just
saying it
sound
takes
confused.
it away or anything.
Yeah.
On a secondary
I'm just saying
level, it has
reduces
to reduce
symptoms
it somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just, it's weird.
To the point where they're not just building, pop all the time. Just building, pop. You know what I mean?
Now,
Right.
what about if you do acid or
Nah.
mushrooms?
I'm
or
really,
anything?
we've done acid twice, where I did
Okay.
way too much and then
Uh.
not quite enough.
Okay.
So I don't know how that's possible. I was trying to
Do mushrooms help
look
it?
at. Do mushrooms help? Well, I'm sorry.
Do mushrooms
Oh.
help the schizophrenia?
I need a restart again. The last time I had mushrooms was we had a whole tray full, and I had a bad trip. It was a bad experience.
I understand
Yeah,
because
we have
I
way
haven't. I've
too
had
many.
one, and
Way too
I
many.
don't mess with them too much anymore.
We ate an insane amount.
Like
it was
I-
a baking sheet, a cookie sheet.
Oh man,
Half
We
and
split
half.
it in half
See, I only
between
did
the two
an
of us.
Right.
in like 20 minutes, and it
Okay.
was a bad experience.
Well,
An eighth is even a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh yeah. Well, we
It's
didn't.
supposed to be a lot.
I
Yeah.
was mad because I wasn't feeling it, and everybody
Oh.
else was. And
So you
I
kept
said,
eating
you know
it.
what? I
Happens.
choked him down, and then followed it with a bottle of wine.
Oh no.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
get like nauseous, like out of
I-
control?
Because
I got
mushrooms make you
nauseous. I felt like my legs had cerebral palsy or something, and then they were so gnarled and contorted.
So don't do alcohol.
Because they were tense. Were they like
Tense
muscle
wasn't
tense?
the word for it. I literally couldn't walk right.
Mm.
You can't look at shit like technology. You can't pick your phone
It
up.
was bad. Well, no, the thing that was bad that my car. I was on Coney Island, and my car was on at the train station, the subway station for Long Island.
Right? You didn't have to walk.
No,
Oh.
well, I did. I walked to Jamaica and thought that they were going to sacrifice me.
What?
Uh,
Oh
Bad.
yeah, I was so bad that I thought that they were coming out of the woodwork, and all these people with dreads and everything else.
Where were
And
you?
I was like,
where
okay.
were you?
Jamaica,
I was
New
in
York.
Coney Island, and
Oh,
I walked to
that's,
Jamaica, New York,
okay.
and I ducked into a Haitian store,
All
and the
right.
owner saw me walking around the cooler in circles. I was looking for water because I said I
You're
need to
thirsty
get
as
some
shit,
water
yeah.
in my system
I'm sure
really
people were
badly.
huge.
Oh, that was just a mess. I was foaming at the mouth and everything.
That's
And
awesome.
the Haitian owner of the store, he got me a cab. And the cab driver soaked me. I made the mistake. I had a bunch of money at the time.
Oh no.
I had like
They do that.
$1,500, and
Yeah.
he was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
no.
it's going to cost you $260 to get over the bridge." 45-minute ride, and I finally all I wanted to do was make it to my car because my phone was dead.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're on mushrooms. You're doing all this on
And
mushrooms.
cops wouldn't help me. Nobody would help me. I even went to McDonald's and told
What?
the manager, "Listen, I
I
will
would be
give you
freaking
a
out.
$100 bill to let me use the store phone to try and call my best friend to come and find me."
Did they not let you use the phone?
No.
No one will let
No.
you use the phone.
Nobody. The police laughed at me. The subway, they laughed at me.
What?
Everybody, because I looked like a freak.
Someone at the subway. Not
I
the
looked
subway.
totally fucking crazy.
Oh, I bet.
And
Were you actually saying those words? Were you actually saying,
I don't know what
I
I
need
was
a
saying.
phone, please?
I know I
help
was
me,
begging for a
help
phone.
me." Or were you like, hey.
I could have been. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, they're
I mean,
going
I
under
find
your
the
head, right?
And when I finally got to my car, I plugged my phone in and I called my friend Jen from Rochester, and I had her talk me through 3 hours. I wouldn't get out of the car. I thought snipers were across the street and behind me.
What?
When my boyfriend found me, I wouldn't open the door. I was pounding on my door
I do that shit
window,
now.
telling him to get the fuck away from my car because I thought he was a
Yeah.
rapist.
Oh,
You know,
man.
And-
the thing about mushrooms is it's all about environment, usually, and the mindset that
Well,
you go
panic
into
had
it
set
with.
in.
Right, so like
And once that
traversing
happened-
across New York is not the environment,
Oh no,
or like
not
crammed
advised
into
at all,
a
ever.
car waiting for someone. Like the opposite of what you should do.
When my boyfriend finally got to me, I had urinated on myself. I know
I
that
bet!
sounds
Oh, no.
disgusting.
No.
I had a bloody nose. I had snots and boogers
What? How'd
coming
you
out
get
of
a
my
bloody
nose.
nose?
Probably just from dehydration, maybe, and it was humid out and stuff.
You
I
had a
don't know.
crazy trip.
I had foam all over my. It was awful. Never.
You went on a
It'll be a
walkabout.
long time.
And you
yeah,
survived,
I walked about
man.
all right. Oh yeah.
You won. You won.
Yeah,
Whatever-
you're a
whatever-
woman now.
Oh, man. The thing about mushrooms, I'm always scared. I'm always scared that I'm going to, as soon as I consume them, that I'm going to get a phone call going, "We need you right now somewhere."
Right.
Your kids
This
are
is
falling.
the school, your kids, something, you know, just
Right.
something along
Could
that
you
line.
just imagine that?
By the way, guys, don't think that 8-hour school day is long enough if you take LSD or acid.
No, not
we
even
found
mushrooms,
that
guys.
out. Well, mushrooms
Unless you're-
maybe.
Unless you're microdosing. Like, unless you have throw
Yeah.
a cap in your tea in the morning.
I
My
really
norm
think
was
be
about
chill.
36 hours before everything finally.
for shrooms.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no.
they were
what?
really good.
No, we usually. I think with us with shrooms is about. 12 hours is the longest. Probably.
Yeah, I processed
Because you go to sleep.
processed
some point.
Oh,
I was still messed up
overdid
at
it
night,
with them
though.
too sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever had the penis envy ones?
Yes, the ones that are closed.
Those are nasty.
Are they
They are.
Are
They're
they
very,
huge?
very nasty.
I
They're not
refuse
that
to
big.
grow those. I
They're-
have to be able to touch them.
They're-
Do you eat
you're-
all that?
Yes, you eat
Okay.
the stem and everything. That's what I was eating out in Coney Island.
Oh, okay.
These were
You
closed
eat
caps.
dicks.
And when you got that closed cap, your psilocybin is more concentrated inside there because it doesn't have a chance to wash away, to blow away, to turn into spores and regenerate.
I used to
It's
grow
all
them in
in
Missouri.
there.
So,
Yeah, we got some pictures. I'll show you.
Mhm.
later.
Yeah, but these had like that blue-gray dark top on them. And then the stem was all like a grayish, beigey white.
Yeah, like
and tasted like straight
Like,
ass.
yeah. Those, yeah, I didn't want to order those because, like I said, I have to be able to touch it. Like, I have to be comfortable with touching it. And that just looked nasty. I don't want
They
it
are
to look
nasty
too
looking.
fungusy, too veiny, too...
Mhm.
I don't want all that. Just give me a nice, cute, self-contained mushroom, you know what I mean, that does the trick. I chose Amazonians.
Yeah.
They're like PES Amazonians. They're supposed to be one of the stronger varieties.
I've heard
That's
somebody
the
else.
tray
That's
that
the
we
tray
ate.
we ate. And we
Okay.
split it in half. And let me tell you why we did this. There's a
Wow.
was because she grew them.
Show that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She grew them. We ate the whole fucking tray that day.
Yeah.
She
Put
grew
them
I
in
don't
the
know
them.
how
blender.
you guys
Back
did
it
it.
up just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she grew them, and what happened was, they weren't dry. Because you know,
Not totally dry.
Yeah, they were totally dry.
They
So
were
we're like
they were like probably 65
percent
to
dry.
70% dry.
And so if you look up on a computer how much you should eat and stuff like that, is all based on dry, mushrooms.
What
But
they
the
say
thing
about
is
mushrooms
are
is
they're
yeah.
98% or 99% water or something
I
like
think
that.
95 or 98% water.
something
Yeah, that
ridiculous.
makes sense.
Yeah, so we just
supposedly.
ate all of them.
So we were like, oh, okay. So we were doing like really rough stoner
Hey.
math, and we were
Oh
like,
my
we should just
God.
eat the whole tray,
It
right?
wouldn't affect the mushrooms. You would eat the same amount of mushrooms.
Yeah, but you can't weigh. You wouldn't be able to weigh them out.
It
and get
doesn't
an
matter if
accurate
you're
weight.
getting a bag of mushrooms. You're going to get like a bag of 4 mushrooms. Just eat 4 mushrooms.
What?
Yeah,
Nah,
basically,
I mean,
because that
yeah,
Right,
looks
that
like
would
it's
be
about,
4 mushrooms.
I would say
I
that's
guess so.
about like
Oh my
We
god!
could have just eaten what a
You
bag
don't
would have
know.
been.
I took a bath.
a little bit over
It was-
an eighth you had
it was
there.
It was
so
insane.
much.
It was way over an eighth.
We were Vikings. We
It
were
was
fucking
insane.
Vikings.
Okay.
Maybe two. Yeah,
We shouldn't have done that.
you guys pretty much ate the
We
same
ate
amount
an
that I
ounce.
did.
We had to eat an ounce apiece.
Yeah,
At
this,
least.
This is why I don't do mushrooms
Like,
anymore.
seriously.
Damn.
This is why I haven't done
It
mushrooms.
was a
anymore.
heroic
That just
dose.
makes me nervous.
Yeah, right?
Just thinking about it.
I
Yeah.
never saw like little beams though. I do
I
do enjoy
saw-
the mirror. The
Dude,
mirror is my friend.
when I went outside in our front yard, I saw these little dark things darting around in the grass. And
I remember because you're
one
always
of-
like, "Do you see him?"
one of
Do
them
you
ran
see him?"
underneath. Yeah, one of them ran underneath the car right in front of me. And I was like, whoop, time to go in. Because I don't know. I didn't know what they were. And it was just weird. And I couldn't see what they were. And it was like there just wasn't any light there, is what it was. And it was just, and then they would stop there like, there were multiple of them.
Do you guys know who Kathy Skidmore is?
No.
Okay.
Shit. Oh yes, she is
Kathy
my
Skidmore.
friend on Facebook.
I've
Older
seen
woman.
the name.
Yes, she
Yeah.
has her face on Facebook as her
Yeah,
picture.
and
Yes.
she works for Incredibles.
We've never met
Does
her,
she?
though.
Yeah, well, is it? I don't know if it's actually Incredibles or if it's an Incredibles exclusive dispensary.
Oh, okay.
But Kathy, it has been said, has some very good mushrooms.
I need to talk to her because she
Okay.
likes our things sometimes. You know, you see people who like the things with the thumbs up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. She does that from time to
Yeah,
time.
she used to be very, very big in the homeless community. She still is. She advocates, but she just doesn't have enough time to do it anymore because of her job now. She's a cool lady, though. Very cool lady.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, like I said, you see her like things, which is really cool. She's up in here in Denver, yeah?
Yeah, she lives downtown.
Yeah. I talked about the high-end transportation thing I want to talk about real quick. Peel, well, I'm going to wait for her to come back before I talk about that. But
Where's she going?
she's running away. She's going to go get a snack.
Oh, she's got the
Something.
munchies again already.
Something.
I should have told her I had Raisinets and Gobstoppers.
There's no telling. How long have you been doing selling? Do you sell it? Do you sell Kratom?
I do.
Okay. How long have you been selling it?
Technically, I've been selling it since about May.
Mm-hmm.
On my own, I've only been selling it for 6 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Took me a minute to get myself up to speed because with Kratom, you can't just go out and buy a few ounces. You got to at least buy a kilo to get yourself started.
Sounds like drugs.
Yeah.
I need a kilo.
You've got to go and get a kilo, and then, right now I'm still in build stage.
Okay.
I'm in the stage where I am reaching out to people every single day on different groups on Facebook, depression groups, fibromyalgia groups, chronic pain
Yeah,
groups.
the VA has a lot of groups too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I do
And-
have a question for you. You said that because you were in jail. Because
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question about that. How was that experience? Was that
Scary.
First,
or
did you learn?
crazy.
Did you learn anything?
I learned a lot of humility.
Did you? So you
I
actually
learned to humble
I don't know.
myself back down. I learned to
Not that I'm expecting you to learn anything. I'm
right.
just asking.
I learned to not be afraid of it.
How scared were you?
Oh, I was scared shitless because all the people in county jail who had already been there were like, "Oh, you're a white girl, and you're gonna get one of these big black dykes and you're gonna be their bitch and everything else, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. But in the inside,
be
I was
all
like,
hard
okay, well,
going
what
in.
is this really gonna happen? And as soon as I got in and got adjusted, got through reception, you know, and walked the walk and looked at people in their eyes instead of looking down on the ground like I really was afraid and challenged them. Do you want to fuck with me?
Right.
Everything was easy. I became an honorary blood while I was in there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I had protection.
Being a blood.
I had protection from the gangs from Rochester, New York, where I was from, as well as the Bloods that I had become friends with. So to me, the prison life was basically no different than being inside of like a college campus or an enclosed community that you just couldn't get out of.
I feel like, now call me sexist. I can't even say the word sexist. I really feel like I'm more scared being a man going into a man prison than a woman going into a woman prison.
Yeah, I feel like that's
You want to know
little
what?
bit different.
One of the things that I learned,
I don't want to dig
we
my
were
ass.
right on the other
I don't
side
wanna
of the
dig my
fence of a male prison.
Hmm.
And one of the things that I've learned from other inmates, men can be violent, but women can be even more violent.
Oh,
Women
I'm not
are
saying that women cannot be violent. I agree with that.
Men
but men
get
are more
privileges than men do, or women do. Women don't get the privileges that men do in prison.
What are some
Really?
examples of both of those things that you just said? That women can be more violent than men, and that men get more privileges than women.
As far as the privileges, one of the things that men get in prison that women don't get, can get college degrees. Women, you can take college courses, but all you get is a certificate. No college credit, no nothing.
That's stupid.
It is stupid. It's really stupid.
I did not know
That's
that.
overtly sexist.
It's very sexist.
I mean,
I took
just
over
blatant.
10 certificate courses, and it was, and at the beginning of every course, those college professors would reiterate over and over again, you will not get college credit for this.
How discouraging.
It was, but I didn't let it discourage me because I was determined that during the time that I was in prison, that I was going to enrich my brain, that I was going to read, that I was going to make myself knowledgeable about laws. I worked in the law library. You know, I was determined to do things to occupy my time rather than just put scratch marks on the wall every day to count down, oh, wait, it's 197 days I still have left. You can't live like that. And, you know, I thank God that my mother was around then because my mother made it a lot easier for me. Yeah. I had packages every month, and she went out and got me 35 pounds of shit. You know, anytime I wanted clothes, my mother would buy me clothes. I had phone calls with her, you know, visits. There's a lot of people that don't have any of that in prison and are very, very indigent.
Right.
You know, they work for 4 cents an hour or 9 cents an hour, whatever it is now, in a mess hall, busting their ass.
Right.
Because it is hard work. I worked in the mess hall for 2 of the years that I was there. And then I went over and learned how to weld in the industry. I got my welding certificate. But, you know, prison and jail is what you make of it. You can sit in there and be a little asshole, or you can sit there and cry and whine and go to the psych ward every other week. I was in a prison that had 1,480 something women in it. Out of those 1,487 women, 1,252 of them were on fucking medication, psych meds, tramadols, Percocets, painkillers, anything, and they would go in and lie. And of course,
because there's nothing else to do.
Exactly, there's nothing else to do, and all
Yeah.
they wanted to do was lay on the bed and be a zombie. And I was like, I can't go that route. Even though I was a drug addict, I wasn't an addict of opiates or opioids or mood-altering drugs like that.
I think crack is an opioid, isn't it?
No, crack is a stimulant.
Okay.
Crack is, I mean,
Was
what
it
is cocaine?
coke?
Cocaine is listed as a, isn't it just stimulant? I don't know either.
I don't know.
I never really looked at it.
I never thought about
My
it
brain just
either.
shifted gears.
It's not a
Alright.
benzo. Whatever it is, it sucks.
Alright.
But yeah, prison didn't really. Prison made me a stronger person. It made me. It was the beginning of getting onto the road to sobriety and to turning my life around. It was also the universe's way because I had 7 parole violations in 6 years. It was the universe's way of showing me, okay, you want to keep going out and doing this, I'm going to pull you right back in because this is not my purpose in your life anymore. This is not what I have planned out for you. And Danielle helped me learn that the universe had me go through the addictions because I wasn't just addicted to crack, I was addicted to heroin too. I've been off heroin for 3 years. I did it for 2 months while I was out here. It was a short-lived addiction, but I spent like $7,000. So
weird
Oh,
question.
was-
Which one was better?
crack.
Okay.
In
Well,
my
why?
opinion. Why? Because I didn't have to get sick the way that I did when I didn't have heroin.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
physical shit will kick your ass. And I didn't go to a rehab when I kicked heroin. I kicked heroin on the side of Cherry Creek. Not the park, but the creek itself, right over by the Isle Bridge, where Comcast is. Well, you guys aren't from here, so you might not know where that is, but a lot of people will. In a tent with rats running all through my hair and my sleeping bag.
What?
Spiders all in my tent in the middle of the fall for 32 days. And it was fucking hell.
Wow.
And that's why I can't understand. That's my only thing that I still have to figure out is why when a heroin addict does get clean and they do go through that kick and it's over with, why they would ever go back to it.
It's
Yeah.
that
I
bad.
never want. It feels like having the flu 10 times worse, plus getting hit by a Mack truck at the same
Oh,
time.
wow.
You are literally floored.
I feel like that about
Yeah.
alcohol. I mean, I know it
You
Yo,
were on
alcohol
the
is
floor.
even worse.
He was on the floor
Alcohol
like
is the worst
for
addiction there
a
is,
whole
man.
day.
They had me
Two.
shaking.
I believe it. You had DTs and all
Yeah,
that.
2 days in a
I
row,
went through
we would go
detox
check on
twice. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, alcohol's
Oh,
no joke, and you can die from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was drinking every day, all day,
Yeah.
all day, every day. As soon as
And
I
you had
woke
built
up,
a tolerance up to it as well.
Right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why you could drink every
bottle
day,
a
all
day.
day.
Loved it.
That's why I had a
So-
tolerance too.
Hated doing
What-
not doing it.
What made you said the women were more dangerous than the men? in your
Oh, I
opinion?
forgot about that part. I mean, you would hear, usually the men would just straight up fight it out. Whereas women are spiteful and nasty and very vindictive. And an example of that, I had when I worked in the mess hall, we all slept in the same dorm because we all had to get up earlier. So they would house us all in the same dorm as to not disturb people that didn't have to go and work in the mess hall. And there were these 2 women. They were both gay. One was more the dykier, and the other one was pretty dykey too. She was a little bit more feminine than the one. Well, they had beef from the outside.
Okay.
The one that was a little bit more feminine had cut the dyke's girlfriend's face.
No, we have to stop cutting.
No cutting.
people.
Yeah, she sliced her
Fucking
face right
stop.
open. It's known as eating. She ate her dog food, is what they call it.
That's
It's
Ate
just
her
a
dog
yeah,
food?
it's a street name for it.
It's just good.
Yeah, she
It's
took
a
a
street
straight
name
Not
for being
okay.
having your face cut.
It's a gang thing.
It's not okay. though.
No, it's not okay at all. It's not. And anyway, they were forewarned of this issue in the street from the one girl. She said, "You can't put this girl in the same unit with me. We'll kill each other."
Mm-hmm.
And they overlooked it, and they let this
Of
girl come in anyway.
course.
Well, we had one CO that used to sit at the bubble all night, and he was diabetic. And if you gave it, he used to run around, and he would have us pay him in candy, and sweets and
It's
pastries.
real.
So yeah, it's real. So that he would
Oh my
overlook
God.
us smoking in the dorm and the girls running around and having, sexual relations with each other and everything else. He would overlook that that 5-gallon bucket of hooch that was in that woman's locker.
It's a lot. It's
And
5
he
gallons.
would go
To
in,
overlook, right?
yeah, he would go into like a mild sugar shock because he would just hoard or eat all this shit at once.
This is a guard?
Yeah.
And he does this on multiple
Hold
occasions.
on.
Like, he knows this is
Yeah, he knows.
So how much did
So
you
he
have to
just-
pay for this candy?
All we'd have to do is give. What did we have to pay
Yeah,
for?
you had to go to the commissary, didn't you?
Yeah, commissary in prison is cheap, like pretty 75 cents.
Right,
Good.
but I
Shit
mean, like, this
that.
guy
That's
doesn't
good.
have candy on the outside.
Right,
He
like,
just-
how is
he
that?
wanted
He's hurting for
commissary candy.
You could have
He would
stopped at
just
the
go-
gas station before he came to work.
No, we'd rather get it for free from us.
But, I mean,
But anyway,
okay.
It's a power trip.
the aggressor, the dykier one, she went to him and she got soap balls and she got bleach balls at 12 o'clock at night, which I don't understand why he didn't red light, light bulb go on in his head. Okay, why should need bleach balls and soap balls at 12 o'clock at night when everybody's sleeping? We're not doing any dorm cleaning. And she had already packed up all her stuff, so this was premeditated what she was about to do. And she took her hot pot and put baby oil, vegetable oil,
Oh, wow.
and the soap balls and the bleach balls. Waited until 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got woke up by this blood-curdling scream. And I was like, holy shit, somebody's having a nightmare. Well, I was up, so I figured, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom and smoke a cigarette really quick before I go back to bed.
Of course.
And I passed by the CO, and he's in a stupor. He doesn't know what's going on because he's just been woken up out of a mild diabetic coma. And
this could be a series.
Yeah,
aren't you?
I can't even
I
believe
actually
the
wrote a story.
incompetency.
I wrote about my life in prison, and it all got thrown away.
No, you should rewrite it.
I don't know if I can remember it all anymore. I can remember big things, specific things, but I can't remember all the in-betweens.
I feel like I'd make a lot of shit up.
You really could. But when I came out from the bathroom, this girl whose name was Munchie, the one who had gotten, they were holding her hands, and she was sitting in the chair, and she was trying to gouge at the one side of her face. And she was a black girl, and her skin, all I can describe it as is what ham looks like when you cut into it. Her face had been burnt. Her eyeball had been burnt. Her shirt was stuck to her. This girl had gone and taken this hot pot and just told her, this is what you get, bitch, as this girl was screaming, no, Leslie, no. And she poured it from top to bottom. She lost her eardrum. And they did. So she actually, the only thing that made it a little bit easier of a pill for this girl to swallow was the fact that she was going to get paid millions of dollars because she sued the state. She sued this because the
It's
CO,
not
he
even
lost
worth
his
it.
job.
Now, was this a
No,
state?
I would never.
I wonder if this was a state prison or
It was.
Okay. Or
Yeah, it
private
was a state
prison.
prison, Albion
Yeah.
Correctional Facility.
All right. Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
do you know? It's unbelievable how much jails alone pay out to people. Just the hush money. It's
Or
crazy.
they'll
We're gonna
release
do
you
a
early,
show on
too.
that.
If the warden can finagle it, he'll release you early. There's a whole bunch of crap that goes on in prison.
What? It's crazy.
There's prostitution between the COs and the girls. They're prostituting for a pack of gum. A pack of Big Red gum was the
Come
big
on
one back
now.
then. Yes, they will put out for that.
For Big Red
It's not
Gum.
even
Yeah.
good. It goes away.
All right,
so
guys.
the flavor goes away so
Yeah.
quickly.
That's what you're.
It's
upset
crazy.
about.
At
what
least
the
it could have been
flavor?
cinnamon trident.
God
Like,
damn,
Yeah.
you look too good to go to jail. Look
at
at
the very least.
And there were dirty COs
How would
there.
you go in
There
there?
were that would go into. They'd work in the package room, and you would supposedly have 2 cartons of cigarettes come and all of a sudden when you go to pick it up, there's only 5. They were. He had his little army of what he called soldiers, and they were all girls that would do whatever he asked them to do, including sexual acts. And he would get them and return things out of the packages from other people.
Y'all could
And
y'all
we
could
get
still
them.
smoke at yours.
You know,
We could back then, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't anymore.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
why
Why
all
take that?
prisons should have CCTV no matter what in every room.
Yeah.
Like
That's
not
another
an
thing
option.
women aren't allowed to have.
I don't care. In
When-
the shitter, yep, camera. That's
Yep.
what you forfeit your right. Sorry.
Women aren't allowed to have TVs either. Women are.
Why can't you have a
Why?
TV?
I don't know. I have no clue. I never ever found out the answer to that one.
That's so like.
No, we were not allowed to have TVs. Some of the, like I said, a lot of the things that women had, it was harder to get into work release for women than it was men because they considered the women the ones that were going to be sitting at the desks and stuff, whereas a man you could go out to get to go out and do hard manual labor.
Right.
So they used them as workhorses,
Mm.
which wasn't right either.
I do think that everybody should be allowed TV in jail.
Yeah,
I know that's
like
because
that's
that's-
beyond unfair. I mean,
Yeah, we had
That's
TV, but it was
questionable.
in a rec room, and you used to have to sign a TV guide if there was a particular show. Like, we used to have to sign every week to watch football or to watch American Idol.
how far in advance did you have to do that? As soon as the TV guy came out for that week or so,
I think it was 4 days.
did people run to it?
Oh, yeah, when it came to American Idol, we were told that in football. It was like, oh, hell no, and there would be actual fist fights that would break
What?
out over the freaking
What
TV.
and
else
that's the
come-
prison's fault.
What else comes
Yeah.
on
If that
during that time?
happened,
What
they
else comes
created
on
that
during time?
situation.
That people that didn't want to watch it would just put on anything. Oh, I want to watch an hour of BET videos, or I want to watch this Lifetime special, just whatever they could find
Right.
to cop block.
Now, is that like a community room?
The rec room, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now what time could you not go in there?
As far as the TV room goes, you could get the TV room was enclosed. It was all glass,
Okay.
so that if you were out in the rec area, like say you were playing cards or whatever, you didn't disturb the people that were in the TV room, or vice versa.
Right. Okay.
And the TV room was open from, I want to say it was 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then once a month you would get what was called a late night, where you could stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
It
that
was
was
party
good.
then.
That's a
That's
late
yeah.
night.
Yeah, you had girls putting Percocets and Tramadol and all that in their
Right.
coffee and playing spades, gambling.
I like how you just throw in putting drugs and shit in there.
Yeah.
Playing spades.
Yeah, we used to do all that.
Yeah. Play spades, do drugs.
Oh, but
Yeah.
going all the way back.
Was that hard to get drugs in jail, or do you think it was easier?
It was easy because half of the girls that were on like some of the Tramadol was a really big one, and Seroquel.
Is Tramadol for sleep?
Seroquel, yeah.
Tramadol can be for sleep. A lot of times they would prescribe it to the inmates they would say that they were hearing voices.
Now,
or
what does
things like that.
Seroquel do? Because I took Seroquel.
Knocks you the fuck out,
See, I took it.
Okay.
I'm schizophrenic, and they gave it to me for that
and
reason.
it didn't work.
No, it removed the voices. It didn't make me. I guess maybe that's the reason.
Half of it,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
It
is
did knock
is
me
a whole
out. Oh, it
placebo
did knock
theory.
me out. It did.
Yeah,
That's
everything
why-
knocked
that's
you
why- yeah,
out.
everything knocked me out.
Everything.
I took Haldol.
Everything.
That
Oh
was
God,
not
Haldol is awful.
good. My neck quit working.
There's some
I was like-
bad shit.
I go, y'all gotta call the paramedics. My neck quit working. This is when we were down in Alabama, and they were like, no, you're just those medication and your anxiety. So I had to sit there. God damn.
And wait for it to wear
That
off.
was 4 hours or so. I
I
was
bet.
just trying to watch a movie. Like, you're just,
But a lot of times the doctors in prison would just,
Terrible.
hand out whatever the fuck they
that's
felt
not
like.
good either.
And the girls would say, okay, this is a whole placebo effect. They would somehow believe that because they had taken Wellbutrin or whatever,
Right.
the hallucinations or the voices in their heads or the cravings that they had for their drug of choice was gone. And all the girls were really doing was replacing their drug of choice until they could get back out on the street
Right.
to go do
That's
more.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. So meth is actually the one that stays in your system for the lowest amount of time. It can go anywhere from 1 to 5 days.
That's crazy.
I don't even understand that concept.
Nah.
That's what they
chemicals absorbing into your muscles, your tissues,
So many chemicals.
your lungs,
So many.
your
It's
organs,
it's
and
dissolving.
it dissolves.
Yeah.
Natural, unnatural,
That's the fastest one.
mortally unnatural.
Oh,
Shit
you
that
know
they
what?
can't even move people into after people have meth labs because it kills
Oh,
you.
right.
I don't even get that.
Going back to the contact high thing, they said that most people that say they have a contact high, it's psychological.
Placebo.
Yeah. So
I think you.
they're saying so if you're around people that are high, you might feel high, right along with them.
I think it's just the social interaction of being around happy people.
Yeah,
it
well,
runs
actually
off. Positivity
yeah,
attracts
yeah.
positivity.
they said that researchers in the Netherlands said that humans smell fear and disgust. They found out, and that's the reason why crowds can turn like really quickly. Sometimes they can erupt
Like
in
birds.
violence for
Right.
no apparent reason.
Right.
Because we're all smelling each other and just reacting, and you know what I mean. We're having the same reaction because of that smell. And
Okay.
just turns
That's
into
a
a
little
mob.
true because like sometimes when you're about you wig out sometimes
Mm-hmm.
and you're like Mike, you'll do something. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But like before that happens, I feel it. Like I feel you.
Tense up.
Yeah.
Like today, I know that you were having some anxiety or whatever the case was.
Yeah.
Just feeling just off or whatever. I felt that all day, and it was driving me crazy.
I was
You guys
staring
are-
at the back of your head at one point, just staring at it.
Have you guys ever looked into whether or not you're empaths then?
What does that mean?
Who now? What now?
You don't know what empath is?
Not really.
An empath is a person that, I mean, here's a question for you. Do you pick up on other people's feelings or their pain or something that they're going through? Do you feel that?
Just him, I think.
Just him?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are both empaths for each other. That's cool, too. Look up empaths. That's your homework.
Hey, do you know a lot of times? Remember that one time I said that phrase in my head, then you said it out loud?
All the time.
1 second after I said it in my head.
You guys might be
And you
subconsciously
said it.
telepathically conveying things to each other, too.
I was like,
Your
there's
bond
no
would be
reason for
just
that.
Just that
She is
tight.
mean.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
It wasn't cool today. It didn't feel good. I didn't care for it at all.
I did stare at the back of your head.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. I just felt like you were just off today. You weren't good.
I was alright.
You were not.
I
You
was
were
alright.
not. My ear is so itchy. I have allergies. It's driving me crazy.
I know. I think that's what's making me sneeze and stuff up here. The allergies. Missy Moss. Thank you so much for. I always have to look down to make sure I say people's names right.
You said it right.
I had to find it. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for sharing a piece
yeah.
of your life with
Yeah,
us.
no worries
that
at
was an
all.
awesome
Thank you for sharing
show.
the Kratom, you guys. Let me go over this real quick.
Yeah, show them the stuff.
You gave us White Rhino, Super Yellow,
Yeah.
and let's see, Green Elephant. I'm Groot.
I'm Groot.
Mine, Groot.
Red Mango,
Mango.
I feel like someone's gonna get sued.
and Red Elephant. And the colors of the leaves do something different.
Oh, it doesn't
have
say
different
I am
effects. Is
Groot.
that right?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do. Different leaves. It comes from the different veins that are in the leaves. That's where they get the names from. And since you guys are wrapping up, one thing that I will say really quick: anybody that wants to learn, am I allowed to give a phone number out?
Yeah,
shoot,
give out whatever
any
you
information
want.
Okay, I just
you
wanted to
wanna
make
give
sure.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants
out.
to learn more about Kratom, I do free one-on-one phone consults. I sit down with you over the phone, and I can educate you further on, because we only just brushed the surface here today. I can educate you guys further, and I can see whether or not, according to what your physical or psychological and mental and medical symptoms are, whether or not Kratom is a good option for you. I can discuss further what the strains do and what strains or blends may be a good regimen for you. I work with you guys on the regimen. I don't just say, here's a bunch of capsules, take them and whatever.
How can somebody get some kratom from you? Because
They can
you
call
got the
me
good
for
kratom,
one.
right? It's not. It doesn't have
Yes,
anything in.
my
It's
kratom
pure,
is lab
it's-
tested. It's pure. It's potent. It's strong.
Did you give your phone number?
No, not yet.
Okay.
My phone number is 303-847-5839. Or the other thing you guys can do is, I know April and Mike have tagged me on their pages today. Go and look up Missy Moss on Facebook and private message me. Say that you heard the show with Mike and April, and we'll take it for there. And I'll even
Is it
throw this.
affordable?
Is it affordable? $13 per ounce of powder. It goes up by $3 if I do capsules. It goes down the more that you buy on the ounces, and I include shipping on that.
That's cool.
That's a okay.
And what
I'm
was
gonna
that?
give
I
an
was gonna
update
say
when you're
something.
finished on how I feel.
I can't remember what I was gonna say.
You gave your phone number.
Yeah, I gave my phone number. The other thing I'll throw in here. Mention to me that you heard me on Mike and April's show, and I'll take an additional 10% off.
There you go.
That's
Listen to
awesome.
that.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries at all.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So I'm gonna give a quick update. I feel pretty good. I feel uplifted. I feel like
You feel like a dragon?
I feel like I feel like I have good concentration.
Good focus, clarity.
Yeah.
Which is a big one with the
Definitely.
white. Let me ask you this: how does it feel? Do you feel high and medicated from your medical and smoking cannabis?
Yeah,
But
I feel.
do you feel
I feel the edible.
energetic
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah, there's
Beautiful.
something different going on because a lot of times, sometimes when I have an edible like with a high milligrams in it, which 250 is moderate or whatever.
Okay.
Sometimes I get an
250 is
anxiety
high.
attack on the come up.
So high.
You know,
Yeah,
and no, and I feel relaxed. So
that's good.
I feel like I'm more in control but relaxed. If that
Awesome.
makes any sense.
So it makes total sense
Yeah,
to me,
and
and
happy.
it served its purpose. It did what it was supposed to do with you.
And I felt it come up. That was really interesting.
You did feel it?
I felt that. Yeah, it was good. It made
How
me
long
happy.
after? About 20 minutes, half hour?
You know what? I didn't even look at the clock when I broke up in a capsule.
Were we already into the show?
Just before we started.
Just
It was
before,
probably
so
like 10 minutes before we started.
Really? So you
Yeah.
felt it that... Oh, wait, because you would open the one capsule.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, because powder will hit you faster than a
Okay.
capsule will.
And I haven't
Unless-
eaten. I was hungry, and you
It's
see I got
recommended
like
to
those,
not eat on it. No nausea from it, though.
No, I didn't get
Good,
nauseous
because
at
nausea
all.
can sometimes be a factor. The other thing, too, that I want you to remember, since you have all these samples, make sure, I know you drink water, drink more.
Okay.
Kratom is a diuretic.
Okay.
So make sure that you uptake, by a couple glasses of water, a couple bottles a day.
Okay.
Drink more than what you normally drink.
Now,
You
how
don't drink
often
anymore.
should I consume this?
This is up to you.
Mm.
This is where you get to play with it. You can have days where you're gonna feel, just kind of dragged down and just having a blah day, or say your back is hurting you, or your knee, whatever. I don't know if you have any medical issues,
I
arthritis
pulled my
or anything.
back yesterday at yoga.
Red.
Hey, we
Red.
gotta get out of here,
Reds.
guys.
All
This has
right.
been a long night. I'm ready to get home.
Thank you so much, Missy,
Thank you guys.
for
Yes.
sharing your good medicine with us. Thank you for sharing your life stories with us. Thank you for just being with us and watching us sesh.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for watching us smoke.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me watch you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow if you guys come check us out on Facebook Live.
Yeah, 11 a.m.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm going to miss half of it. Maybe not.
All right, that was fun and great. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you. I'm glad that it has an effect on me.
Yeah,
Makes
I
me feel
enjoy
good
that.
when I can, because a lot of my consumers I don't get to see face to face. I listen to them on the phone, and I could see it.
Yeah,
I definitely could see it.
because I didn't even think about it like
Until I
sometime
brought it
after
up,
we
huh?
started. I know, until I felt that when I said, "Man, I feel that kicking in," suddenly it just felt like giddy almost, like like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
and that's one of the reasons why it works so well for the psychological and the mental issues, the anxieties and post-traumatic stress and the depression.
that makes sense. Yeah.
It's really doing a lot of good for people that are going through depression. I I know this is all is gonna end up only blended together because that's about all you can do with it. But keep this too. If anything, just take it and kind of take like a business card or something, and kind of fold it over each other a little bit here and
We
there.
have a business.
Actually, you've got the bag too. You can always take it and shake and bake. Just shake it up. But that is not on a blend. I would only do a blend in the morning. I wouldn't do a blend at night. And I would only take about a teaspoon and a half of it. I wouldn't go any higher than that on it.
So you said only do a blend at night?
Hey
No,
guys,
day.
thanks for
Day.
watching.
Did I say night?
I don't know.
I don't know either.